Butter go crazy.
YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on my 5 starts of the week, guys. These are guys that I think are going to smash. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. And also, guys, I have a guest today, and y'all know who it is. It's my homie Harambe. What's up, Harambe?
What up, bro? Happy Saturday.
Sir. Yes, sir. How your weekend been, man?
It's good, dude. Was pretty upset with the Thursday night game and hoping this weekend delivers some better matchups for viewers and for fantasy GMs alike, because that was cool.
Right. Facts. Yeah, I would. The first thing I want to say before we get started into, because we each got I would say 5 guys that you should be starting. But before we get into that, I would like to talk about that game from Thursday. Guys, don't worry about that. If you go back and look at your lineups throughout the year, you always had somebody giving you a dud. Was it always a 0? No, but 0 in the playoffs, it kind of makes you makes you cringe at it. Hey, it doesn't matter. One player giving you a dud, even 2 players giving you a dud, doesn't matter. That's why I always tell y'all to play boom guys, because that's how you really win. You're not going to have a week where everybody give you 25. You might have that once every 2 years, but usually it's 2 or 3 players is going to win you the week. And usually you want those to be boom guys. So if you had Brock Purdy, you had George Kittle, you had Juwan Jennings, you had Isaac Rendo, you had Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, it doesn't matter. You still got a chance to win unless you got a lot of low floor guys. What do you think about that, Ram? How you feel about the Thursday night game? Do you think it's over if you had one of those guys that gave you a dud?
No, like hopefully you just, you want your other players to step up on Sunday. And if you got players on Monday, it's like the targets were there for Jennings. I think weather played an impact on ball control coming from Purdy and from Stafford. Kupp's 3 targets leave a bit to be desired, where Puka had a nice game. He's like the only guy who had a nice game was Puka.
Right.
But yeah, like you just hope for the best this weekend. And then, if you squeak through to the next round, you're still starting Cooper Kupp. You're still starting Purdy, Jennings, whatever. If you have Purdy, it might be hard to make it, but like hopefully your other guys can pull up the slack.
Right. And hold on, let me pull up a comment because it was just relevant to what we were saying. Tim J, you're right. The rain didn't happen. That's what it was. That's why I was trying, and maybe you can say I was being a little bit funny, but it was God that made that game be that way. It wasn't Juwan Jennings, it wasn't Brock Purdy, it was God.
I think God was playing against someone who had Cooper Kupp.
Right. And that was the right play. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. And pun intended, or however you want to look at it. I get off by making the right starts and sits decisions before anything happened. I don't get off by waiting for the points, because if you waiting on somebody to validate you by points, you always going to be disappointed. So if I made the right call, I don't care what happens. I don't care if everybody give me a 0 on my starting lineup. If Tyreek Hill give me a 0 and Amara give me a 0.
Week one, my first round pick was St. Brown. He put up 2 points, I think.
Right.
You're still going to start him.
Right. Facts.
It just happened this late in the season when you really needed your guys to boom and they didn't.
Right. And that's a bad taste in your mouth. And I understand. Yeah. I don't want to be disingenuous to that. Facts. So today, guys, I'm not going to take the poll off the screen for right now, but what I wanted to do is show y'all my lineups. Because, this is what I do. I don't want y'all to think, TD telling us to do all this and he don't do that. I want to show y'all how many leagues I made the playoffs, how many leagues I didn't make the playoffs, what my record was, how my team flows. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but that's why I'm going live through the StreamYard today, because I wanted to show y'all that before the playoffs actually started. And I think me and Harambe's in a couple leagues together, right, Harambe?
Yeah, the Dynasty league I missed by a game, which sucks. And then in the other league, I think I'm in first or second.
Right.
It happens, man. Like one league, you might boom one week, probably not going to have the same players in another league, and you might have that week.
We'll be able to. Right. Facts. A lot of people. That's why I don't get mad if I don't make the playoffs. It's okay, as long as I pick the players that I liked and I didn't go against my strategy. I'm okay with whatever happens. And I try to teach y'all to do the same thing.
You got to go down with your ship. Like
you got to.
You go into the season and the draft with a plan. You make adjustments if said plan doesn't work, but you don't like completely wash it. And then you just kind of hope for the best by the end. And the starts you make, you hope that they deliver. That's how this goes.
Facts. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Okay. I can't show you the best ball leagues, man. The best ball leagues won't come up through the desktop. I don't know why. So you click on them, they do this. So that's a best ball league. I made the playoffs in that league. I'm kind of just telling you, so we'll skip the best ball leagues. Okay. This is Dear Mr. Fantasy. You see right here. I'm in the first round. I don't know what my seed is. It doesn't say, but I got to play this week. I'm playing Magnus, and here's the team. Tua. I've been telling y'all to play Tua. Connor, Stevenson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I told people to play these guys together. I'm not telling you no cap. This is what I'm doing. Trey McBride. I told you Tyrone Tracy, Bo Nix, a couple of defensive players, and kicker and stuff. I'm really not great at that. I just go get the team that I like and hold on to them. But Braylon Allen on my bench, Garendo, Spears, Pearsall, Gasecki, Patrick Cream, Kyle Hamilton. I can drop those guys because defense don't really matter in this league, but we got a few defensive spots. So that's my first team. I think this is the league that Harambe's in, and I think he's killing it. Harambe, what are you in this league?
If it's my all Eagles team, Harambe's Eagles, I think. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in first or second.
Okay. And I didn't make the playoffs in that league, guys. It was tough. I got a lot of savvy guys in that league. That's one of the few teams I didn't make the playoffs in. So yeah, this made the playoffs in that league. This league, not this league. That's a pick'ems. Made the playoffs in this league. Where's the bracket? There we go. Let's see if I can find a bracket at the bottom. No, they don't got the bracket. Matchups. Is that did I get a bracket that way? Damn, how I go to the bracket? It ain't gonna show the bracket, is it?
It's on my phone, it does, but it might be a different format on the desktop.
Right, man. This shit gets on my nerves. League.
It should say that your seed next to your record though. Like you could go off that.
No, it's not saying it.
Really?
Yep.
Weird.
Right here, it just got me playing my projection and my record.
Yeah, I always look at Sleeper on my phone and it'll show the seed and the bracket.
Right, but this one won't. Let's see. Let's go to this week 15. Okay. Well, it ain't showing. Well, here's my team, guys. Matthew Stafford, Rico Dowdle, A-Chain, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Hunter Henry, Ramondre Stevenson. Got to take Tillman out. Chuba Hubbard and Tanks Bigsby. Yeah, a couple of defensive players. Move on. Another league that I made the playoffs in. Let me see. Yeah, this league showed it. This league shows it.
There it is.
Yeah, well, that's one league. That's the league that I first showed, but the other leagues won't do it. So when I go to this league and go to matchup, it's just different.
That's real weird.
There you go. I had to go to week 15. There you go. Okay, so here's the league. I'm projected for 158. I had 17 points. Bo Nix, A-Chain. This is Dynasty too. Ramondre Stevenson, Tillman, Puka, Pickens, and Njoku, Metcalf, St. Brown, Tolbert, DeVito. Yep, that's my bench. We ain't got to go there, but that's another league that I made the playoffs in. So that's what 2 out of 3. This league did not make the playoffs. I was the champion from last year, as you can see. Didn't make it this year. I love my team. It just you see who I got, don't you? It just didn't work out. Lamar, Saquon, Bucky, Amon-Ra, Tyreek, Zay, and the points is a little bit different in the league. Tua. So, like I said, that's why you don't get upset when you don't make the playoffs. Sometimes you pick the right players, it just don't work. It could be scoring, it could be anything. What's up, T Looney? What's up, D Lion? What's up, SoCal? I see y'all guys.
In your IDP Dynasty League, I had Josh Allen and Jordan Love. It's a super flex, and I lost the week Josh Allen went bonkers. So like, this stuff could go any way whatsoever. You just gotta you gotta just really kind of hope for the best with your plan and hope it comes to fruition.
Right. Facts. Okay.
And I'm still bothered by that, by the way. Having that guy put up those points to lose that week is wild. Like
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I try to compartmentalize that way. It don't get me down. That's why I have so many leagues. It's like having a bunch of girls. If one girl break up with me, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got 7 more.
Yeah. We're men of culture. We have other leagues.
Okay, the best ball league. I made the playoffs in this league right here, 2 guys. So that's 3 out of 5 leagues that I made the playoffs in. This league, it was a tournament, didn't make the playoffs in that one. So I would say you could say 3 out of 6 and so far out of this one. But this is tough. I mean, this is ever rotating league. So we don't spend a lot of time on that. This is another league I made the playoffs in. Let me go to week 15. There we go. I am right here. So you see that? I made the playoffs right here. This is the championship bracket. I'm ready to go. Another league made the playoffs in. I see right here. I got the number 1 seed. Me and CHB got the number 1 seed. Go to the next league. I think I made it in this league too. Yep, another number 1 seed. I don't have to play this week. Look, you can look at my team a little bit. Same guys: Lamar Jackson, Kyron Williams, Tracy, Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, Cooper Kupp, Hunter Henry, Travis Kelce, Leggett, Jared Goff, Michael Parsons. All right, let's go on to the next league. I think I made it in this one. Yep, I got to play this round. I think I'm the 5th seed or 6th seed. Yep, made it this one. Now this is the league that I did not make it in. This is one of them I did make it in. Love my team. Just went through some bad weeks, but you see, Lamar Jackson, I didn't have any running backs either, and I wasn't going to trade for one in the middle of the season to ruin my team. So yeah, those are my guys. Njoku, Zay Flowers, Kittle. Y'all see, I don't be lying, don't you? You see, the players that I tell y'all to get, I love Lamar Jackson, almost, and Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, almost on every single league. When I don't have to play against y'all guys, I can get them easily because people, they're not really that high on them as I am. Another league, I think I made the playoffs in this one. Yep. Playing this guy right here, Chase Payne. And that's my lead. Lamar, Saquon, Tracy, Amon-Ra, DK, Lockett, Slayton, Estime, and Njoku. Yep, that's a few. And this is one of my best leagues right here. I killed it. I'm 11-3. This team is dumb. I'm not, I still got to win it. It don't mean shit, but I got a great team.
Right.
I got Lamar, A-Chain, Brian Robinson, Christian Watson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Zay Flowers, Tobit, Otten, Gibson, Winston. Then you go down to the bench, which I'm going to make. I got Charbonnet, Kamara, Chase Brown, Calvin Austin, Brandon Cooks, who's good right now. Got some pretty good defensive players. McKinney, Nubin, and yeah, I traded for A-Chain. That's why I don't have my first round pick. Another league I made the playoffs in. Let's see, week 15. I got to play this week. I'm playing SoCal Junior. So here's my team. A-Rich, Saquon, Tyrone Tracy, Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, David Njoku, DK Metcalf, Drake May, a couple of defensive players. That's why I play IDP, guys. Go down. Fantasy Kingdom made the playoffs in that league. 15. Yep, you see my team right here. And single quarterback league, Tracy Hubbard, Zay Flowers, Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Antonio Gibson, Estime. That's not even the right starting lineup. But anyway, Garendo, Chase Brown, James Cook, Brian Thomas Jr., Devontae Smith, Calvin Austin. Great team. This is a free league, orphan league that I took. Didn't quite make the playoffs. I had a late run. But I like my team going forward. It's a free league. I just like playing against some friends invited me in there. Another free league, but I'm doing well in this one. I did make the playoffs in this one. Yep, I just want to show my receipts, guys. This is what this is what I do. So I know this is a little redundant, but I want to take care of this video. That way I can snip it if I have to show people how many. So I think this is about, of all the leagues, because I got a couple leagues that's outside these platforms. I think I'm about close to 65%, 70% made the playoffs in all these leagues. This league that I did not make the playoffs, it was another orphan. I took the orphan team, so I still got to do some swapping. I'm second place in this league, made the playoffs in this league. You see, I'm the number 2 seed, so I got to buy. And this is just old leagues right here. These ain't even leagues right here. Okay, so let's get this. When we're done with this, let's get into the stars and sits. This is what we're in here for.
Your playoff rate is good.
Yes. Got to do that, man, because when you tell people, hey, I'm playing Lamar Jackson no matter what, and I don't care what happened. This dude don't know how to play fantasy. What is he talking about? So I have to show these videos for the pros. That way they come in, people gonna put them in their place. Hey, this guy don't know what he's doing. Yes, he does, man. Look how many leagues. And I got some best ball leagues on underdog. I haven't gotten into big money yet, but I got a chance. Like you always say around me, hey, if you know this shit so good, well, let me put your house up and let me see you make $1 million on it then.
Yep. It's like the put up or shut up, because like I don't have time to debate or argue over like who's the fantasy goat. It's like we're all trying to win. We all do it different ways.
Right.
You can spout off at the mouth and say you're like a goat.
Right.
But if you're not winning millions and millions, you're just down here with the rest of us.
Right. And see this, and now and Rami talked me off the bridge. He said winning a championship is what counts. How many championships have you won? Well, hold on. Let me go show you something real quick, bro.
That's all that counts, man. The title.
Let me show you something. Since you since you're trying to come at the boss, let me show you something here. Let me show you something here, bruh. Okay, what league do I need to show it in? All right, go back. Previous leagues. 2023. All right. Week 17. Okay, so we go back to week 16. Can I see the bracket? I need to see the bracket. There we go. What's that say right there? What's that say right there, bro?
It's shiny. It's gold. It looks like a first place trophy.
That's a championship.
Yeah.
That's a championship. Let me go to another league. And matter of fact, let me show you the team. That way, I'm gonna show you the team too. The one people said not the who to take. What you see right there, bro? What I be preaching? Lamar Jackson, James Cook, Saquon Barkley. Last year. IU, Zay Flowers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tucker Kraft, Darius Slayton, Jordan Love. Last year, when everybody said Jordan Love, he ain't good. I like the trolls. I like because I that's why I keep receipts. A lot of people don't worry about the trolls, man, or whatever. No, I want to show people because a lot of people think that I be capping.
I don't think Barklar Games is trolling. I think he's right on the money. He's just saying what count. I think he's kind of agreeing with us in a way. Like all this talk doesn't mean shit. It's just about the title. I think that's what he's saying.
He didn't. So he wasn't asking me. Okay.
I think he's just talking in general, but like maybe you could put it in the comments if he is trolling or not. I don't think he's trolling. I just think he's saying all that matters for all this is winning the championship, and he's right.
Well, he says, how many championships have you won? You sure he's not answering the question?
Well, he kind of is. He didn't use the question mark, but he kind of is.
Right.
Like maybe he's asking you specifically how
That's
many
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right.
You just proved you've won a title. So
one title, right? So, but I got many more.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go one more. I just got to go one more. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys.
No. You're good. You're good.
Yes, I apologize, but I got to go one more just to show him that
Barklar is right though. Like that's all that matters.
Right.
Like all
Facts.
the talk doesn't mean anything. It's about
facts.
But yeah, do your thing, TD.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Conscious. I agree. It could be that too.
Okay, Barkler said exactly.
Yeah.
People add tone to our comments too often. How many he may have just asked. He may have just asked. Right. But that's why I'm showing them.
Yeah. No, you're good.
How many championships have you won? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all on the same
Barkler, my bad, man. Because hey, listen, and I'm apologetic, but I'm non-apologetic. I'm a ball player, man, and I don't got nobody to support me. So I have to let people know where I stand at. I don't see it as I'm responding to the trolls. It's just you talking to Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. I do this shit. So but anyway, this is another one. Let's go. Previous leagues, 2023. Okay. Let's go week 15. Right there.
That's another gold shiny object right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm not showing no more. Let's get out of here. Let's start talking these players.
Well, one last point for
Go
all
ahead,
of
bro.
you. You proved you've won titles. Barkler made his point, which I think is the right point. It's the only thing that matters in fantasy. So like the trolling is just the trolling, but I don't think he was trolling. I just think he wanted to see a receipt, and you showed him a receipt.
Right. Well, this is what I say. Listen, so if I come on a platform as a professional, if I'm gonna ask somebody and I want to see it, I'm gonna do it off platform. If you do it in front of people, like if I come, if your girlfriend is around me and I'm saying, Romby, bro, you can't lift 200 pounds, then you have to respond accordingly when I'm asking you this in front of your girlfriend. Like, because that could be taken some type of way. Even though, but if I come to you man to man, but hey man, you lift weights, how much can you lift? That's different.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you do it onto a universal platform on national TV or on YouTube, I gotta address it a certain type of way because these people are spending. Do not people super chat me? So why would they want to super chat me if I'm sitting up here lying?
For sure.
So I have to prove that. That's why when people say you don't respond to the trolls, I'm like, come on now, I got a business to run. Just like
I love responding to trolls. I just think in this, like, and it's the same thing with a text message. I could text you something. There's no emotion or voice behind it. It's just words.
Right.
So you might take it differently than the way I meant to say it. And
Right.
I think that happens in comments and chats a lot. And I think that's what Conscious was kind of alluding to right there too.
Right. Okay. All right. So Rami, let's get on to these 5 players, man. I'm gonna let you start. You the guest. Hold on, we got a super chat. Max the subscriber. He says for the flex, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, or Stroud. Who you going, or Stout? I guess he going with the tight. That's that tight end, ain't it?
From the Chargers, Stone.
Yeah, that's the tight end. Right. So who you going with, Rami?
I wouldn't rely on Stout. We haven't seen anything. Could he deliver points? Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it with a guy like that. I'd rather go Moore or Thielen. I think either one of those two guys this week is okay. Moore is going to be at home against the Lions. He did well against the Lions on the road on Thanksgiving. Right. That's a good start. And then Thielen is going to be a good start as well because the Cowboys defense playing slightly better. Last week against the Bengals, they put pressure on Burrow, but the Panthers have nothing really to play for except for pride. And that's kind of a big game. Like, that's a big team coming into Carolina. So they probably want to smash the Cowboys. So, like, I could see Thielen having a nice PPR day as well with probably a touchdown.
Right. I will go with Adam.
What do you think on this one? Because this one is a tomato for me. It could go either.
I'm going Adam Thielen. DJ Moore hasn't been consistent enough, or neither Caleb Williams has been consistent enough for me to play him over Adam Thielen where he's got the trend. So that's why I was talking about 4th quadrant and trends. Because right now, if you would want to play DJ Moore or who you drafted, but Thielen got the trend. He got the 3-game trend. He's hot. So I'm going with Adam Thielen, and I'm not even thinking about it.
Well, Max just corrected us. He meant CJ Stroud. So it's
okay.
Flex. So okay. I'm probably going to still start Stroud.
Yeah, you got to start.
I'm always starting a second quarterback.
Facts. I agree. Yes, Max. I agree. Real quick, because I don't want to get out the way. I got to address it. Is Michael Jordan sensitive? Because I know when people said he didn't shake his hand. He won't speak to him still to this day. This is 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But we like to see Michael Jordan, but I ain't Michael Jordan, am I? I'm not Kobe Bryant, am I? So, bro, I'm a competitor. This is what fantasy good sports is. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm not no sensitive man. I'm just not going to tolerate the bullshit. This is just who I am. So if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Maybe this ain't for you.
Everyone is sensitive, and if you say you're not, you're capping.
Right.
It's human nature. It's human nature to have a little bit of sensitive reaction to something. Some people react sensitively to this. Some people might react sensitively to that. Everyone has a shroud or an ounce of sensitivity towards something.
Right, but I don't see it that way. When I watch football and I watch sports, and I get what you're saying is right. But the way I feel about it, if I was like, hey man, it's everything is okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, that's not a winner. That's not a fucking winner. I'm a winner, bro. and get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? So you better ask ask people about me, bro. This is where I've gotten I got in life, shaking everybody's hand and being nice. That I didn't get anywhere. So in order for me to get to play varsity 4 years, I had to go out and knock out seniors. I had to run them over. So the way I make my lane, I got to take it by force or come through proving my receipts. I was never the guy, hey guys, I'm humble and everybody's on the same page and we all should get candies and nuts. And
I don't mean it like that, like participation trophy type shit. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like everyone, I could say something to someone who's like says they're not sensitive and probably trigger them. That's kind of what I was getting on. And D-Line is right 100%.
No, he knows, because that's why I know you. That's why I know it's a hater. But bro, D-Line been following me forever. I don't play no games, but I respect everybody. I'm not sitting around. I'm not obnoxious, but I don't want to get off the rails on this, but I just want to know this is who I am, and this is where I'm always be. So if you come in saying some ignorant stuff, even if I take it wrong, I don't give a damn. I'm 38 years old. This is me. The people that follow my chat, they chastise me. We chop it up. Same thing with you, Harambe. And if I got a problem, I call you. I just don't see why I need to be. Hey man, yeah, that's true. Like why can't I be myself? I'm not saying why can't I, but that's who I am. I'm passionate. I always been passionate. Ask my friends, they love my energy. That's who I am. So thank you, D-Lion. Okay, here you go. He said there's a difference between being sensitive and being passionate, in my opinion. Facts.
There is. It's based on the context. It just depends what we're talking about.
Facts.
And in this case, I would say it's more passion because I know you're passionate about the sport. I know you're passionate about what you do and you take pride in it. So you don't want people to come up and like jab you or poke you. Like, I get it. I totally get it. That's all it is. That's it.
All right. So Rambi, you go ahead, bro. Go ahead with your first guy, with your quarterback.
Yeah. So quarterback, easy start for me this week. I love the matchup. I love the way this team is playing offense, which translates obviously to fantasy football points. I think this week he's a QB1. And I think last week some people even talked about streaming this guy, but this guy is a QB1. It's Tua. Tua on the Dolphins.
Right. So excuse me, bro. So go ahead. Tua's a great streamer, bro. He's hot. He's the last 4 weeks, he's the number one quarterback in the NFL, right? Even over Josh Allen, right?
I don't think he's QB1. Like over the last couple of weeks, Josh Allen's performance last week catapulted him up there. And I actually still think he's trailing Lamar a little bit, but he's right there. I just like the matchup. The way you attack the Houston defense is through the air. And I think you have all these weapons who could utilize that style of offense. And I think they kind of, like last week, they aired it out a lot to Waddle and to Tyreek. And I think they dial it back just a little bit this week and get back to that shorter, quicker hit offense this week.
Right.
They have to win. Houston has to win as well, too.
Right.
So I think like a lot of these matchups in this game are going to benefit the Dolphins position players. And then the guy who makes that run is Tua.
Right. I love Tua. He gets the ball out. He's very accurate. That's his superpower. He's very accurate. He can split linebacker and the safety, throw it in the middle. He's one of the best in-cut route throwers of the ball than any quarterback in the league. Like he throws that deep dig route better than anybody. So I love Tua, man. I'm starting in every league, no matter who they playing. He has the best weapons, I feel like, in the NFL when you have three guys that run 4-3s or 4-2s. So I love Tua, and I'm starting him no matter what the matchup is. Definitely this week. Great. That's a great start of the week, bro. Going on to my start of the week, it's going to be Lamar Jackson. This easy. And I'm not going to sit here and over-explain or echo chamber with it, but Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the game. He can win the game multiple ways. Fantasy floor is incredible. I know when I made a video about this in the summer, I know Arambi's like, Tim, you know what you right, man. The running quarterbacks, their floors are amazing. they might throw for the 80 yards passing, but they might end up with 15 points in fantasy. AR did it a couple weeks ago. He had like 80 yards, 100 yards passing, and he still finished as like a top 12 quarterback because he had like 2 rushing touchdowns. So I love rushing quarterbacks. I think Lamar has a chance to win MVP. And I think he saw what Josh Allen did, and he's not going to be playing around. So I hate it for Derrick Henry owners. I don't think Derrick Henry's going to get the goal line carries like that. Maybe after Lamar then got 3 or 4 touchdowns, but I expect Lamar to have 3 or 4 touchdowns this coming up week, throwing and rushing.
They're playing the Giants, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you look at Lamar's career, he always cooks the NFC. It
Right.
doesn't matter what team he's playing. Whatever NFC team he lines up against, he cooks. This team is weak. They are an injured little animal. They have. I don't even think some of these players on this team are playing for pride at this point. That's pretty damning too, because these are NFL level guys. But
Right.
I expect Lamar to air it out, to just do a showcase style performance this week. So yeah, it's probably the easiest start you can make, and it's a great start, and it's something, even if he doesn't boom like we're thinking, his floor is going to be real nice. Like, he'll probably get pulled out of the game in the 4th quarter, I would think. Right. Great start.
Yeah, right. So what do you mean? You talking about Lamar getting pulled out the game? You think he might get pulled out the game?
If they're smashing them and it's like a several touchdown lead and it's late in the 4th or midway through the 4th, I could see them pulling Lamar.
I don't think so. Not after the MVP thing that Josh Allen did.
So
I think Lamar wants the MVP. I think he's talked to the coach.
Convinces his coach to keep him in.
Yes, I think it's that tight.
I have no and
argument. They also fighting for, they can be reseeded. They don't have, they in the playoff run. They gonna make it, but they can get at least the number 2 seed. So I still think they got a lot to fight for. And the MVP, man, is very important to Lamar. He got a lot to prove. Is that sensitive? And I hate to keep going there. I'm gonna reference that, but Lamar is very angry because people say he can't throw. But this man is a multi MVP time, and he makes a lot of money. But he still don't appreciate when people disrespect him. People got to understand it. Real men understand that. If I go to a teacher just been teaching 20, 30 years, and I say, well, I don't like the way you teach, he might say, well, get the hell out of my face. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way life works. So I love that edge with Lamar. When he came out in the press conference, when he said, my mama called me and said, what the hell are you doing? I've been saying that from the last year when he got whooped. Why you back there sitting around trying to throw the ball? Like, you can throw, but take off running. Nobody can stop that, Lamar. When Lamar just, I'm going to take off, or I'm going to try to make a play, that's almost a 100% winning quarterback. You can't beat that quarterback, if you ask me. Josh Allen took the game in his hands. I saw Lamar do that in the past, and I expect Lamar to have that every time he plays every time he goes out and play.
I'm not going to argue that point, because there's a lot of these players do play with pride, and he's still in a playoff hunt. So yeah, I could see him convincing his coach to keep him in too. I think he's going to have a monster fantasy day. I'm not doubting that.
Right. Okay. So go ahead, Rami. You can who's your running back, streamer of the week? I mean, not streamer, but start of the week.
This guy is going to get a lion's share of the carries. There's really not much competition behind him. He's proved all year he can be the bell cow running back. This team is playing for pride going into next year. They're playing at home. It's a big game for them, and it's Chuba Hubbard. Easy start for me this week against the weaker run defense of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
So I could see a lot of goal line scenarios. I could see a lot of sustained drives due to the weekend defense, and some PPR action as well for Chuba. If you have him, you're starting him. Yeah, you can't be afraid of the matchup. He'll get enough carries to make it viable, and his floor should be safe this week. It's an easy start for me as Chuba Hubbard.
Right. Well, all year, and this is the stuff, and that's why I love the way this. I love this shit. But I talked about Chuba all year. Not saying I knew I was going to be right. Jonathan Brooks could have came and took it over, but I hit. Sometimes, I kind of want to be wrong. Just to you need to recalibrate. You was off on this one. But I'm like, why in the hell, when Chuba's playing the way he's playing, and you draft Jonathan Brooks with a knee, it's no way he gonna be able to come in and beat out Chuba, who's an experienced veteran that knows how to pick up pass blocking. Now, listen, if the Ricky would have been like a speed demon, somebody who can break long plays, then I'd have been like, yeah, he might can take Chuba position. But Brooks is not that super fast like that. He's a good player. He can make people miss, but he's not some type of Barry Sanders type guy. So how he was going to beat out Chuba, I thought that was crazy. I thought a lot of people wasted their time trying to pick up Brooks. Not saying that he's a bad stash, but why would you pick him up to play him this year? What you thought he was going to do, be Adrian Peterson and have 1,500 yards rushing?
No. Especially after they signed Chuba to a longer-term contract. It's like the writing's on the wall. It's pretty easy to see that. And before we started doing lives together, I remember I would watch some of your videos. You were talking about Chuba Hubbard last season.
Yes.
People had him last season. Like, he was a league winner for some people last year.
Yes.
That
the leagues that I started, I won 4 championships last year.
Yeah.
And Chuba was in 2 of those leagues, and man, I picked him up, I stashed him, I played him, man. He was a great play, man. I love Chuba, man. That's a great start of the week, man. That's why I got him ranked in my top 12 for the rest of the fantasy football playoffs. Also, I want to get a shout out to Rami. You maybe help me with the name. What Hoey on
Vlog.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Okay. So my running back start of the week is going to be James Conner, and he's playing against the Patriots. Now, listen, the Patriots is not they can't stop the run. They're really not a great defense, but they got some young talent. But in order for Arizona to get back to what they was doing like 3 weeks ago when they was on a 2-game winning streak, they got to get a ball to James Conner. You have to establish the run. Yep. You see the best coaches right now outside of Andy Reid, all offensive coordinators want to establish the run. From the Detroit, what's his name? Ben Johnson yep. From Detroit, yep. From Sean McVay, from Kyle Shanahan. They all want to establish the run. Mike McDaniels. So I believe with establishing the run with James Conner going against the Patriots, I believe that's going to open it up for Marvin Harrison and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride and also Kyler Murray to be them. Now, will they make the playoffs? Maybe not, but that's the only way they're going to be able to do it. They got to get James Conner going. So I love James Conner, and I'm starting no matter what. I'm getting him in my lineups. How do you feel about James Conner, bro?
For me, it's a great start. It's kind of along the same lines as Chuba. He should get a lion's share of the carries, be able to get some PPR points this week. And the Cardinals, I still think, are in the playoff hunt. I don't think they're going to make it, but I think they'll be close. And they are playing for pride, and they're playing for, their own status of being like legit professionals, because in the media, people are dumping on the Cardinals. Like, how come they could do that this week and then the next week they don't do anything? So like you just said, get back to your roots, run the ball, get it to the tight end, and that'll open up down the field shots for MHJ. Yeah. And it's a must win because they're not eliminated yet. It's a must win. So you're going to use your horses to win the game. And he's the horse of the team.
Right. Facts.
It's a great start. I see him scoring 1, maybe 2 times this game.
Right. Facts. A
lot of goal line and a lot of sustained drives, I think, this Sunday for the Cardinals.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm starting them in some DraftKings matches for sure. I love the price. I love the matchup.
Right. Also, guys, I want to say in my channel, I want y'all guys to have passion is important in life. That's why I beat to my own drum. That's why I do move the way I move. And also, I respect people who think outside the box. That's why I don't like trolls, because to me, you can have a different opinion. I'm not coming to your platform and saying anything. If I disagree, I'm like, hey, man, you know what? This is what I believe. Hey, but you got good content. Oh, Robbie, let me tell you something. That dude he ain't gonna sit here and tell me, oh yeah, TD, that's good. He's gonna be like, no, actually, I don't agree with that. But he always very respectful man, because that's how alpha men carry each other. We don't got time to troll. We just trying to make money. We trying to grind, and we trying to follow our passions.
We're trying to get better. We're trying to get better, and you could get better by learning or hearing a different perspective, and then that makes you better.
Facts. Facts. Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. He says, need a live consultation. Start my lineup, bro. I got you. Just hit, all you gotta do is hit me up on my email, fantasygoodsports@gmail.com. He says A-Chain, Gibbs, Monty, Flowers, St. Brown, Kelsey, D-Hop, Sincere McCormick, Christian Watson, J-Mo, Commanders DST. The Commanders DST is perfect. I like Sincere McCoy. I like Christian Watson. I like St. Brown, Flowers, Monty, A-Chain, Gibbs. What you think about that team? I think that team is fire. I don't know the rest of his guys on his bench, but right by looking at it, they all got pretty good matchups this week.
Yeah. I mean, Gibbs has a great matchup. A-Chain has a great matchup. I think people are getting a little sketchy with Flowers, but if you watch his game log from last year, he really turned it on the last 4 weeks of the season. I see that happening again this year, and they're in the playoff hunt too. They're trying to get a higher seed, trying to win their division. So all year it's been, Henry sprinkling some Likely here and there, some Bateman, but like last year in the fourth quadrant, the Ravens offense was humming, and it was because he was throwing the ball to Flowers. But people are scared to start Flowers, but I'm starting Flowers with confidence. Like I'm starting him over Kelsey and D-Hop. But I mean, Kelsey's your tight end, so I guess you keep him in there anyways.
Right. I think your team. I love your team. But yeah, bro, hit me up. We'll break it up. We'll chop it up, bro, and I'll help you out. Appreciate you. Appreciate that super chat, bro. Appreciate you. That's one thing, man. I take this serious. That's why I show y'all love. That's why I say, bro. I try to show love. Y'all guys show me a lot of love, man. Y'all watch my content. I love doing what I do. So I just want to tell y'all guys, appreciate you. I don't really have any words to let you know how I really feel. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all know I respect you guys, and I take this my job serious.
Yeah. Your viewers appreciate you too, man.
I know, man. I know. And I try to stay focused because my attitude, man, it's like I'm just a winner, man. And if somebody says something to try to disrespect me on my platform, man, I'm going to address it. Hopefully y'all understand that now. I know y'all know that's passion. It's not got nothing to do with being, because if somebody trolling and they say something weird about the P. Diddy stuff, I don't even address the P. Diddy stuff, really. People come in the comments to say P. Diddy shit. I don't really address that. I just address the shit that can be bad for people coming in and subscribing to the channel, trying to get content.
Yeah, we're talking about fantasy football.
Right.
Yeah. Did you do your running back?
No, not yet. Okay, wide receiver. Yes, I did my running back. I got to do the wide receiver right now.
James Conner, that's right. Okay.
Yes. All right. So guys, my wide receiver starter of the week is going to be Malik Neighbors from the Giants. And the reason why that I think Malik Neighbors is a good start, guys, he's playing against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens, are they a bad defense? I don't think they're a bad defense, but if they get up on the Giants 2 touchdowns, I think Malik Neighbors could get garbage time points, and that's important in this type of fourth quadrant. Like, everything ain't going to be elite or in the game where it's tight. A lot of points is going to come when teams are down. So I'm expecting I'm expecting the Giants to be down, and I expect a lot of throws from Tommy DeVito, which is going to help Malik Neighbors catch about 8 passes for about 80 to 100 yards. So that's why I'm playing Malik Neighbors. I know a lot of us are struggling with playing Malik Neighbors. I'm not going to tell you to sit a stud for him, but I think you need to put him in at least as a flex. How do you feel about Malik Neighbors, bro?
Yeah, I think the way the game will go is people who start Malik will be maybe frustrated early in the game, but like you said, if they get a huge lead on the Giants, this guy's going to get peppered with targets. Like, they're not just going to like pull the rookie. They're going to let him get his chops, get some experience in this game. I feel the same way about Tyrone Tracy. Like, I see him getting a lot of PPR points in this game.
Right.
So I think that's a great it's an out-of-the-box start, and people are going to be scared to do it because they're going up against the scary Ravens defense. I think the Ravens are going to win this game handily, but guys like Neighbors and Tracy in this scenario, I think, would be pretty safe starts.
Right.
I like that start a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good start. I think most people know who have neighbors on their fantasy squads think that that's probably the scenario that's going to unfold on Sunday. So if anything, his floor is probably going to be safe because of garbage. And if he gets a touchdown, it's only going to make it that much better.
Right. Facts.
So
Facts. Break it down for him, Arambi.
Yeah,
For him because, you know, and I know, like I said, man, I'm from the country. I talk a little different. My content might not be for you. Maybe you can follow Harambe better. But yes, he broke it down in a different way, and everything. That's exactly what he said. Is I agree with him 100%. It's about the garbage time. A lot of people are afraid of garbage time. I love garbage time for fantasy football. That's why I draft people like Chuba Hubbard and those. Everybody like, well, TD Chuba Hubbard. Their team is gonna suck. Remember I said I like going to teams that suck and getting players off of them because nobody wants to draft them. Yeah. Nobody likes to draft it. That's why I had Rashid Shaheed. That's why I had Taysom Hill. And I got Alvin Kamara in some leagues because people are like, well, the Saints going to suck. And they end up being a good fantasy football target team. You could get some stars off of that team.
And he's a rookie. Like, they want him to get some experience, and like it builds humbleness. Getting blown out in a game and you still go out there and perform at an elite level, that makes you a better pro, and that makes you a better player going into the next season. So that's an easy start. If you have Malik Neighbors, you're starting them.
Right.
I think you are.
Right. Let's do Wesley Mendez. Wesley, appreciate you cash out me. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I appreciate my subscribers, my loyal guys. I appreciate you.
Congrats, Wes.
Congrats, but he says all three of my teams made the playoffs. Thank you, T. Anytime, bro. Listen, y'all guys know fantasy just as good as I know fantasy. I know I might got a little niche. You might be like, well, I like to hear what TD says. But a lot of times, y'all guys know, Robbie helps me out a lot. He got his takes. I'm like, you know what? You right, man. That shit is gonna hit. So yeah, Wesley, man. Anytime, bro. I appreciate you coming to the channel.
Yeah, and vice versa, man. Like, I think that's what makes fantasy so addicting is all the different perspectives and all the storylines and like who to start, who to sit, and like we're always learning, like, and it changes every year. So it's a very cool thing. But yeah, that's a great start for me. Coming off the bye week, they're trying. I think they make the playoffs as a wild card. I don't think they're going to win their division, but it's Terry McLaurin against the Saints. So if you follow trends, usually after a bye week, rookies tend to get featured a little more. The rookie on this team happens to be the quarterback. He's been doing it all year. So I'm excited to see kind of what he brings as a rookie after the bye week. And he's going to feed Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson. Like, I'm real excited to watch this offense captained by the quarterback against the Saints this week. So that's like a easy start. If you're in the playoffs, you're starting them, and you just kind of want to see that performance continue. They need to win. They're going on the road, so they're going to feed their studs. And I see Robinson, the quarterback, and Scary Terry having a huge week this week.
Right. So let me tell you a couple players that I got on late. I'm not going to sit there because usually I tell y'all I was the first one on them. I would tell you when I'm not the first one on this guy. I wasn't the first one on Terry McLaurin. But after I saw Jaden Daniels play week 1 and 2, I said, I'll hurry up and told everybody, go get Terry McLaurin. Go get Terry McLaurin. Go get Terry McLaurin. And now he's a top 5 wide receiver on a per game basis.
He's the wide receiver. I want to say the wide receiver 4 overall.
Yes.
And no one would have thought that. Like, maybe people thinking you could sneak into the top 10 with the rookie QB.
Facts.
In my opinion, Terry's maybe shopping for a new team, but now his window has reopened as being a wide receiver 1.
Right. And I think he's going to sign a new deal. It might be as soon as they go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they need him
this year because if the longer you wait and more people sign and Terry better than him, he's going to up the price. So
yeah, you got to
sign him right now.
You got a nice little core on that team with the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receiver. And I think you keep them together. And now this is an NFC threat for the next several years.
Facts. Okay. So let's get on to my tight end. My tight end start of the week is going to be Pat Fryermuth. Yes, Pat Fryermuth, and he's going against the Eagles, which is a tough defense. This defense changed like week 7. This defense has been lights out. I mean, incredible. But Pat Fryermuth, as a man's best friend, we always talk about a quarterback's best friend is going to be the tight end.
Yep.
No George Pickens. So who's going to get those targets? Calvin Austin is not a volume guy. He's a boom guy. Van Jefferson can't be counted on. He's just the 3rd, 4th wide receiver on the depth chart. Mike Williams is older. He's been injured, so we don't know what we're gonna get from him. Hopefully, we can get a deep ball or two with him. But the guy that I think is the most consistent pass catcher is going to be Pat Fryermuth and Jalen Warren. So I'm starting Pat Fryermuth because they don't have any George Pickens, and that's 8 to 10 targets that's got to be spread around. And I think Pat Fryermuth could get 3 or 4 extra targets because of George Pickens being out. So I like starting Pat Fryermuth. How you feel about Pat Fryermuth, bro?
I think Pat Fryermuth is delivering, especially the last couple of weeks, on a down season for fantasy tight ends, and it's exactly what you want going into the playoffs, going into the 4th quadrant to close the season out.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing Philly, correct?
Right. Yes.
It's in Philly, right? Or is it in Pittsburgh?
Yes. Let me make sure. Let me see. I got the schedule right here. It's in Philly.
Okay, so yeah, even more so to the point, because if they're at home, maybe they run the ball a little more. They're going to need to sustain drives.
Right.
Philly, I do believe will be able to put up points in this game. Their passing game hasn't been great, but you could probably keep this game pretty close, if not win the game, hitting those short to intermediate routes with the tight end.
Right.
So that's a great call. It's probably a nice PPR game for him as well, with the chance at a touchdown.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you don't need much. You don't need much from the tight end spot.
No, you don't. You just need about 8 to 10 points.
If he gets 6 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown, boom. You started a decent tight end for the week in the playoffs.
Yes.
And they are also fighting for the playoffs. So yeah, that's a great start, man, especially with Pickens being hurt.
Right.
And that's probably the most consistent, like you said, pass catcher on that offense now is the tight end.
Right. And Senor Rojo, appreciate the super chat. He says, play Cup, Jennings, and Kittle. Which 2 give me the most upside flex? He says, play Cup, Jennings, and Kittle. Which 2 give me the most upside flex? What is he saying here?
He said he's asking with the names Worthy, Ikine, Tank Dell, and Keon Coleman. Out of those 2, which 2 would you play? I think that's what he's asking.
Oh, okay. So he's separating the Cup and Jennings and Kittle. That's I'm about to say. Is he talking about Cup, Jennings, and Kittle? Okay.
No, he said he played them, and he's kind of. I think he's
he needs some upside.
Yeah.
Okay. He needs some upside. Okay. Need 2 PPR, Worthy, Ikina, Dale, and Kenyon. I'm going with Worthy because you need some upside, but we don't want to get crazy. We don't want to get crazy because you play Jennings or Cup. But I'm gonna say Worthy, and you should still have homeboy. So you starting Bijan and Chase Brown. So I'm gonna say Worthy and
Dell.
Yeah. I want to say Kenyon, but I ain't seen enough. Not in the playoffs.
It's
so
Worthy
and Dale.
Yeah, that's the answer for me too. People drafted Tank Dell at a very high ADP. He hasn't delivered.
No.
Must-win game for the Texans, and they're going to have to throw. Like, I do think the Dolphins are going to put up points, so they're going to have to counter that, and that's going to be one of the guys to do it. And I think he probably has a nice game this week.
Right.
And then Worthy, too. If he catches one big pass, he could take it to the house, and then you got your floor or ceiling for the week.
Yes. And God forbid if he go for 2.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. Because that's the next step for this offense is to start pushing the ball downfield to Worthy.
Yeah, and like this is the time of year where the rookies tend to, start performing at their draft capital from the actual NFL draft. So yeah, it's Worthy and Dell for me too.
Yes.
Ikine is just too volatile, man.
Say that again.
Westbrook Ikine, I really like what he's done, but like you can't bank on. And I actually want to mention this too. You cannot bank on Will Levis. I picked Will Levis last week to be a streamer, and he took a massive dump. I apologize. All the scenarios that were set forth, he was an easy start. That dude cannot hit his receivers for shit. He can't push the ball down the field accurately. The target share was there for Ridley, but there was no boom with Ridley. He had just a very, like, a meaningless PPR game. So it even makes Akine more volatile now, considering he was making his bread off catching touchdowns. Like, he's not a starter for me going forward.
No, I'm not chasing touchdowns.
No.
I'm not chasing promiscuous women. I'm not. It's too volatile. I don't know if our relationship is going. I don't know if our relationship is going to make it.
There's no floor there. No, it's true. It's true. Like, you might get that boom, but like, there's no consistency to build off. There's no floor.
Oh, we all know what you mean when you said that, bro. That's hilarious. That's a good one. Yeah. But who your tight end, bro?
So this goes along with the quarterback I picked. It's Jonnu Smith. I think they attacked the Texans short secondary with the shorter quick release offense, and I think that benefits Jonnu. Last week, I had him in. He didn't do anything, and then that game went to overtime, and then it was the Jonnu Smith drive to win the game. And that was one drive, and he had, I think, 12 points in half-point PPR format.
Right.
I see them kind of going back to that, like hitting him on those shorter routes, and he'll have a safe PPR floor this week. And if he gets loose in the secondary, that dude is fast, and he's hard to tackle. So if they attack, or if they get him going early in the game, it's going to open up the other stuff for Tyreek and Waddle. And then they all complement each other as the game goes on. So I think this week, the overall tight end 4, it's crazy to say that because he's done all his damage in the last 4 weeks. The overall tight end 4 is a smash start for me this week, Jonnu Smith.
And guys, I was completely off of Jonnu Smith and been off of him the whole year. Even right now, I still I don't make them starts of the week because the team that I know from Miami is the Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon A-Chain show. And one thing I will got to give credit to the Miami Dolphins. Jonnu Smith helped weather the storm while Tyreek was going through his injury. Jalen Waddle was rusty, and he helped balance it. And I was shocked. I'm shocked. Rami, I want to give you credit. I think we was talking about guys that would be good, and you was like, hey, I think Jonnu Smith is going to be a good tight end going to the Miami Dolphins.
I mentioned his name, but I wanted to bring this up too because I knew we would talk about this. Last year, before the season started, we were doing a live, and we were exploring pause. We were looking at sleeper tight ends.
Right.
One of the comments was, what about Jonnu Smith? And I don't remember who posted it. But whoever posted that, you get mad credit because you stuck by your point and you said he will have a good year, and he's a top 5 tight end. So I forget who posted it, but whoever posted it, props to you. And I like Jonnu Smith from Atlanta and from Tennessee when he was with Art Smith. I think he's an untapped tight end. Like, he has a lot of tangibles that can make him an elite tight end. He just doesn't get the target share, and he's finally getting it on the Dolphins, and you can see what he could do with it.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna sick you on Charlene, man. Get her.
I thought I would start Cup, ? Big mistake. My season is now over. Charlene, why wouldn't you start Cup? Why wouldn't you? He only had 3 targets, and it was raining. It was kind of the conditions, and the game plan went away from him. I don't know why it did. Maybe McVay didn't like what he saw. There's got to be other ways you can make it up this week, though. Like, that one performance isn't going to sink your season. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, Charlene, you know better than that.
You're better than that. You're better than that.
Yes, and I'm getting on you, Charlene, because I love you. This is country. This is how we do it in the country. People get on you because they love you. If I don't care, man, if I don't care, I'm not saying nothing. If I get out the car and a homeless man say, hey, you ugly, I'm like, how you doing, sir? And walk in the store and and he come out talking crazy, I'm gonna leave. But if I care, if it's my mom and she out there talking crazy, I'm gonna get your ass in the car and come on home. So Charlene, I'm gonna chat. Go ahead, Robbie.
Well, what happens if he has a good game? Then Charlene doesn't comment, right?
Right.
You're Charlene. You're starting him no matter what.
Right.
You know what he brings.
Right.
It's not even a question if you start.
Right.
It
Right.
just sucks that that was the result.
Right.
And that does happen. That
right.
happens.
Right. What I always say, Harambe, about I don't wait till the points happen to say if I made a good start or not. That if you do that, if you validate yourself through the points, you're gonna be doing this in fantasy football all the time. So y'all may say I'm sensitive when it comes to my chat, but when it comes to fantasy football, I'm an ironclad dude. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna start Cup. So Charlene, you killed it. That was a great start, and you still got a chance. You're gonna win this week. I'm gonna speak it in existence. You're gonna win this week.
Yeah.
Because I know you got a really good team.
You gotta hope the rest of your team does what they need to do and gives you a shot to play. Like,
yes,
Cooper Kupp is still a stud. He's 2 years off of winning a Triple Crown.
Right.
Like, you're starting him. Guy in my league, my stepdad, he started Cooper Kupp and Juwan Jennings, and he's pissed. And I'm like, Dave, you're starting those guys. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is
what
it is.
And you know what you're doing, Charlene. You were calling out Mooney all off season.
Yes.
And Mooney delivered. So you know what you're doing. It's just you're not benching Cooper Kupp.
Right. That Mooney call was incredible. You was the only one that was on Mooney. She was the only one that was on Mooney from the beginning. She was telling me all year.
In the
pick up Mooney.
When we were doing mock drafts on Sleeper, she said, look out for Darnell Mooney this year with Kirk Cousins. He recruited him to Atlanta. I remember that.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah. Your season is not over yet, Charlie. And he is a veteran. I think what she's saying too is because he's a veteran, he should have got more than 3 targets, which I agree.
Yeah, but I also was making content in off season. I said Puka had took over. And so I told people it was over.
We told people before the season Puka's the wide receiver 1.
Yes. That over Puka, over Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
Yes. He was gonna be the number 1 guy there. Right. All right. Okay, I think have you did your flex guy yet?
I haven't. And Charlene, I know no one wants to lose in fashion. I totally get it. I'd be disappointed as well. I had to pull back my stepdad and be like, it's okay, man. You got a lot of good players still to go. It's just the way it happens. So don't be surprised if the opponent you're playing this week has a player put up 1 point or a 2-point performance, and then it evens back out. It could totally happen. It could happen.
Come on now. And this is another thing that I also, guys, and I gotta also understand this, and I'm trying to get better at this with the chat. Sometimes y'all just want to vent, and because I want to. Sometimes shit don't go right, even though I may have made the right decision, and it don't go right. I'm gonna be disappointed too. So Charlene, I get it. I don't want to be disingenuous. You just venting and saying, "Damn, he gave me a 0." So I get it. It's all good. But I just want to let you know that you still should feel great about your team. Your winning chances this week.
Charlene, if you win and advance next week, are you gonna not start Cooper Kupp? You're starting
Harambe here. Look at Harambe.
Well, it's true, man. And I get where she's coming from. I'd be super pissed too. And I think there's a lot of people all over the country who are pissed over that. Yeah, I get it, Charlene. I have not done my flex yet, but this is a guy. So again, this is a guy we talked about in the off season, and if he was given the chance, he could excel. And he had some moments early in the season where he was given the rock and the start, and he excelled. And it's going to happen again this week, and it's Zach Charbonnet. This guy's skill set, in my opinion, makes him better than Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I said it. I believe he's a better running back than Kenneth Walker.
Don't tell the road that.
I'll tell him. I have no problem doing it because, if you study the skill set, what he brings to the game and the team and the scheme that they're trying to run, this guy is money. You could give him 25 carries and 10 targets a game. He's that guy. Is he going to get that? No, that's pretty high of a workload, but he's game script proof. So if they need to kill clock, he could run the clock. If they need to chase points, he can deliver PPR value. So Walker is not going to play this week. They're in a must-win game. It's a big game. They're playing the Packers, I believe. It's a must-win for both teams. So this guy's going to touch the ball quite a bit and be on the field quite a bit. And don't be surprised if the guy scores and delivers a nice floor, even if he doesn't score. Easy start for me.
This is why I talk about the fourth quadrant. And listen, and I see some of my people that follow me now, you comment that way, you be like, hey, you validate the stuff that people say that troll my channel. Guys, in order to make everything flow, when you see this stuff happen, you have to kind of go in the comment section. This is my niche for my channel. So Charbonnet, what was Charbonnet week 2, week 3? On the waiver wire. But I always tell you, things are going to change in fantasy. So you want to stay stashed until they call your number. And what happened? Charbonnet got his number called. I call it bingo. I-27. Bingo. Bingo. Kenneth Walker is out. Charbonnet. That's how fantasy works. So listen, it ain't I didn't know I-27 was gonna get called, but guess what? I that's the card that I had. So if they call it, I'm a hit. So I always try to stash. Stash is important. So all handcuffs, that's if you know they're gonna get the full workload, if that guy goes down, those are premium handcuffs. And then that you tear down after that, right? So Charbonnet, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Tyler Algier, these guys are premium handcuffs. If the starter go down, they gonna kill it. And then other guys evolutionize throughout the season too into that type of role. So yeah, Charbonnet, man, is a great role. Now listen, is he as talented as fast as Kenneth Walker? No, but he got the opportunity. And sometimes it's about opportunity. It ain't even about the skill set. This is about the opportunity. So man, Charbonnet is gonna be a league winner.
Yep.
And guess what? Kenneth Walker is not coming back in. I don't care what happened. If Kenneth Walker comes back next week, he gonna get like 7 or 8 carries. But Charbonnet, if Charbonnet plays good this week, it's over for Kenneth Walker. Far as him taking snaps from Charbonnet, the honey touches. I just want Charbonnet to continue to get the honey touches, which is the goal line touches.
When you watch the two running backs, Walker and Charbonnet, to your point you just made, Walker is more explosive. He is. When he has those breakaway runs, it's just boom and he's gone. He's hard to tackle. The skill set that Charbonnet brings, in my opinion, makes him a safer floor running back. And if he gets to start with all the touches, you don't even have to think about it. It's a set and forget type player. And if Walker isn't in the picture, you're taking Charbonnet second round, in my opinion.
Right. So yeah, like in Charbonnet, so this is where the coach part come down. And that's why I told, remember what did I tell Roe when we was doing the draft and he kept talking about Kenneth Walker? I said, bro, I like Kenneth Walker, but Charbonnet behind him, you act like Charbonnet ain't got nothing. He ain't better than Kenneth Walker. It didn't matter. Charbonnet it's a premium skill set. This is a premium NFL skill set, what I'm about to tell you. And this right here, you can be old and not that fast and run a 4.8 and you can still play running back in the NFL if you can pass protect.
I mean, Charbonnet he checks all those boxes and he's got a good attitude and he's mentally sound. I'm not to say Walker isn't, but like this is the kind of guy who like this could be a dynasty type running back. I have him in my dynasty league and I got GMs trying to trade for him, offering me like some pretty nice players, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of Charbonnet yet because that guy is super young. This team is overperforming with the new coaching staff. So like the sky's the limit for Zach Charbonnet. And you'll see that in the playoffs this year. He'll probably win a lot of you guys' leagues if you have him. If you have him, you're starting him.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Great content, bro. Great content. That's why I bring you up here.
Thank you, man. I saw what I needed. Like I saw what I needed to see with Charbonnet when he started.
You sound. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. You sound like Charlene. You remember Charlene? I seen what I needed to see, and I saw what I needed to saw, or whatever. However she put it.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to make the judgment if he's not starting. And then once he started, like I think it was like week 5 or something, or week 6, he scored twice and went off. So that's the skill set this dude could bring weekly in a starting role. So it's not hard for me to go, oh, that's the better fantasy asset than Walker.
Right. Facts.
It just is what it is. Not to take away from what Walker is. He's a home run hitter, but he doesn't have the skill set that Charbonnet has.
Facts. All right. So guys, my flex player of the week, my flex start of the week is going to be Jalen Waddle. Now, I moved him to the start of the week. I had him as a streamer, but to me, man, a streamer to me is a guy that he's not a starter. You're not going to start him every week. Now, he may not be on the waivers, but he could be on somebody's bench. He could be on your bench. So, but Waddle, I think he's got out of that tier. He's now a low-level must-start. I believe that he's a top premium start because this guy could go for 40 points and he just got a major deal. So they just got to hash things out. And guess what? They hot now. Tua is on this shit. Tyreek Hill is balling. Jalen Waddle is balling now. So now you got to recalibrate and you got to get that old knowledge out and go forward with what's going on now.
Yep.
That's why I like the Jonnu Smith pick, but I think this is going to be a Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and A-Chain rest of the season show. And I think Jonnu is going to be fine because it's just a tight end, but I don't think he's going to be leading that team in targets like he was 3 or 4 weeks ago. He was leading the team in targets for 2 weeks in a row. Leading the team in receiving yards. So I like Jalen Waddle, guys. The boom, I'm telling you. I'm not trying to passionately just tell you, but I think booms is something that supersedes teams that might be better than yours at a certain point in time. So I can beat a team that got Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase because Jalen Waddle can cover up from what they can do. Jalen Waddle can score just as much as Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. That's why I'm so addicted to the Miami offense, and I love all those players on that team because they score 30 point, 40 point, 30 point,
Yep.
40 point, 30
Yep.
point, 40 point.
It's a great start. We could circle back to this. We'll have a little fun here. Last year in the fantasy playoffs, I think it was week 16, but we're in week 15. Amari Cooper destroyed the Texans and put up a massive performance. Now you've got this offense going in, who's a high-flying offense with a lot of weapons at their disposal. I think one of these receivers, including Jonnu, has a monster game. Big yardage, a score or two, and it could very well be Jalen Waddle. Because if you're playing the Dolphins, the first guy you want to shut down is going to be the Cheetah. That's why I picked Jonnu. It's like, hey, if they shut this guy down, feed these two guys. So, Waddle's a great pick. And we'll circle back to this. I do predict one of these receivers is going to have a monster performance this week, and it's going to advance someone's team to the next round.
Right. Come on. Rami, you preaching.
We got to study trends. We got to study receipts, things that happened. This happened to the secondary of the Texans last year. That secondary is the same. They did add people, but a lot of those people are banged up. So again, the secondary is weak. So one of these pass catchers is going to go off this week.
Facts.
Could be Waddle. Could be Hill. Maybe Jonnu. I don't know.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I got a DST. This is a bonus. Rami, if you want to think of one, you can think of one because I know I didn't tell you in the beginning, but I do got a DST. And so if you want to give one after I give this one, that you're welcome to. If not, then we can go on and start answering some of these questions in the chat.
Are we like DST to stream to advance?
No, start, not stream, start.
Start for this week.
Start. So it can be easy. You can say Baltimore Ravens, right? It can be anybody, but what I think this show does is makes you feel comfortable about your starter. It makes you just reassures you.
Yeah, I'll give you a DST after you say your piece.
Okay. It's the Washington Commanders going against the Saints. Now, I got Alvin Kamara, and so I'm kind of going against myself, but I got to be honest. I don't know how much Alvin Kamara is going to play. With no Derek Carr, you got Jake Haener in there. You got all your receivers are out. You just got Juwan Johnson. It's going to be tough for them going against the Washington Commanders. Now, I don't think the Washington Commanders got a lot of great players. They got a good secondary. Dan Quinn coaching them up real good. But with the New Orleans Saints being so bad, man, with the injuries, I just think the Washington is going to hold them to 14 points or less. I don't even know if they score 14 points. So I don't know if Haener, because I don't think Haener is a good quarterback, not right now.
No.
So I love the Washington Commanders. I think this is a good streamable defense. And I also looked at them for the rest of their schedule. They actually, I think they got it might not be the Giants, but they got another good matchup. It may be the championship week 17, but they got another good matchup. So I like picking up the Washington Commanders, and I also just like playing them if you have them.
Yeah, especially coming off a bye, they're well rested. They're ready to go.
Facts.
They're going to pin their ears back and go after the Saints O line. It's going to be ugly, in my opinion. I think Kamara gets ran like, as the game starts and progresses. But if they're losing and like they can't get nothing done on offense, I think they pull Kamara. I picked up Kendre Miller because I do have Kamara because I am worried about next week and potentially championship week for Kamara being like the bell cow guy. He might not be that guy to close the season out.
Right. And that's okay.
It's okay.
I don't think you should have traded him at a time because sometimes you want to try to trade a guy before this happens. Sometimes I'm gonna drive the car until it knocks off on the side of the road. If I'm driving to Harambe's house from North Carolina, it's going to take me about what is it? 3 days, 4 nights?
It'll take you probably like 4 days, 5 days.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to drive the car until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get out. Well, you know what? I drove 80 miles. I'm going to go and swap the car out because it could knock down. I got my phone. I'm going to stay on the highway. I'm going to drive. And when the car knocked off, I'm going to call people to come get the car and I'm going to get another car. So sometimes, and what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, sometimes you just got to ride a running back into the ground. Pause. I'm not giving nobody Kamara in the middle of the damn season. I'm not doing that. So now that Kamara might have to kind of just he on the snap percentage and stuff like that. That's fine. But he got me to the party.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to California in the car.
Exactly, man. Like I drafted him and I got him in like the 6th. So it was a good draft pick. Carried me most of the year, but now it's like it's kind of volatile based on what's happening with them for injuries and if they win or lose games. But I have so much depth at the running back position, it's not a big deal. Like I have Bucky, Najee, Kamara, Tyrone Tracy. Like I could plug these guys in. I'm not worried about it. So if he's your only like elite running back, you might be in trouble. But yeah, you're not wrong. The wheels, I don't say the wheels are falling off on Kamara, but like on the team.
Right. There you go. It's not him per se. It's just, but either way it was happening, even if it is him with his health or his ability to be a good running back, either way, I'm not just going to trade it. If a guy's helping me, just like Jordan Mason. I had Jordan Mason. Now I just had to drop him because I wasn't going to trade him. I was going to use him to keep winning while CMC was out before Isaac Guerrero got the starting role. So that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I picked up Miller just to cover in case he doesn't play the last 2 weeks. That's a good DST. I can see them racking up sacks, interceptions, probably not being scored on too much. So that's a real good DST. One I'm kind of looking at for this week specifically is the Falcons. So they're playing a team that is in shambles. They're not in the playoff hunt. They will. I don't think they've quit on their coach yet, but I just like the matchup this week. I think the Falcons take care of business against the Raiders this week.
Okay. So you don't like Sincere McCormick?
I do like Sincere McCormick. I just don't think he's gonna like destroy the Falcons run defense.
Right.
I think his floor is going to be good based on touches, target share, all that stuff.
Right.
He might even score.
Right.
The guy you got to shut down is Bowers and Myers and Tucker. So if they could get their secondary in line and then put a little pressure on the O-line, I think that they should be able to handle business. And their offense is good enough to win the game too. So
I'm not saying I would pick this game to be an upset of the week, but Atlanta got a kink in the armor. And in the NFL, when teams smell blood, they'll whoop that ass. And I believe with the Atlanta Falcons struggling with Kirk Cousins throwing a lot of picks, Max Crosby out there, if they don't jump up on these guys in the first half, they probably can lose this game. The team is not on the same page right now. The only thing they got going good for them is Bijan Robinson and Darnell Mooney.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts is being almost he's got to be traded. They not using him correctly. I don't know if you have to change positions or use him differently, like Mike Williams. But he's not doing anything. Tyler Algiers coming in there and messing up Bijan Flow. Kirk Cousins is still not really healthy because he doesn't look like Kirk Cousins from last year. So I think Las Vegas Raiders could actually come in and beat this team. These teams, like with young players, get better throughout the season, and they come and upset teams. Remember, Las Vegas Raiders beat the Kansas City Chiefs last year to knock them from the number 2 seed to almost like the 4th or 5th seed.
They almost did it this year too.
Yes. So
you're not wrong. You're not wrong, TD. And taking that thought process is why I chose the Falcons defense. So they're playing for pride, and they're not out of the playoffs yet. So I think in-house they know, like, hey, our offense is struggling a bit. Where can we win if we're not being able to win here? And I think that their defense actually is like, hey, let's step up and try to win this game so much pressure isn't on the offense.
Facts. Okay.
But for like a defense you're starting every week, I'm not starting the Falcons defense. I do like them this week though.
Right. Yeah, as a spot start. Makes sense. Yeah. Right. All right, let's get through some of these questions, bro. That's what your guys came here from, and that's what my channel is known for. That's why I take it serious. Because, guys, if I'm gonna sit here and read out comments that ain't super chatted, I'm for you to put something in there as a troll, that's kind of disingenuous because I don't have to read out your comments. And people that come here and support the channel regularly, well, not support the channel, but watch regularly, and you come in and put a troll comment just because you know I'm gonna read through these comments, I think that's bullshit, and I think that's low energy. Because a lot of people, if you want me to start cherry picking, then my channel won't be Fantasy Good Sports no more. I just like, oh, we ain't got no more super chats. All right, Rami, so speak your last thing so we can get out of here. Right? That's if you want me to just, hey, don't be sensitive and don't worry about it. Okay, then I'm just gonna read out the super chats.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that though. That's not me. Now, as my channel grow, I might have to get to more of that because it's business, right? If I got 30 super chats, I got to get to them.
Well, I think
read them out first.
I think also that's why people like your viewers like the show because you get feedback.
Right.
A lot of these channels don't do that.
Nope. They won't read out the comments. They'll read out. They'll take some super chats and won't even read them out.
Yeah, and that's to go way earlier in this live stream when we were talking about passion versus sensitivity. Like a lot of those guys won't read out chats. They won't show receipts. They just say something to get clicks and views. I don't think you do that. No. And then you do show your receipts. So like I think your viewers latch onto that and appreciate that because we're all just trying titles.
Right. And you got to take what comes with that. Right. Yeah. And you got to take what comes with that type of personality.
Yeah.
That's passionate. So if I'm gonna dress something, I might dress it a little bit more passionate than a normal person because I that's my energy. That's who I am as a person. I'm genuine. So I don't think of you as a robot. No. And as time goes by, if some of these channels or shows or whatever don't give feedback to their subscribers or viewers, sometimes those viewers just move on to another thing because they want the interaction. They want with UTD. They want the interaction with these hosts, and sometimes they don't reciprocate. Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Ed Tay, first one, brother, and I'm sorry, man. This show it's been a little herky jerky, so I apologize to anybody, but you know how we just flow here. But yeah, Ed Tay, so what up, fam? What's up, bro? Appreciate you being here. You've been following the channel for a while here. I appreciate you, bro. Emil, he says, what up, bro? What's going on, Emil? He says, with Tillman and Njoku possible out and the Eagles running the ball a lot, do we start Elijah Moore over Devontae Smith? I'm gonna go with Devontae Smith. I know AJ Brown. This is a squeaky game for AJ Brown. It makes me nervous for starting any wide receiver for them outside of Saquon Barkley as a running back. But Elijah Moore, I just can't start him over Devontae Smith. Talk me off the bridge. Tell me that I'm going off the pass and I'm not looking at what's going on right now. But I can't start Elijah Moore over Devontae Smith.
I can make a case for it. It's just hearsay. Jameis is slinging the ball. That's not going to change. That's going to be the theme for that offense to close the year out. You mentioned AJ Brown squeaky wheel game. I think that will happen this week.
Right.
They're playing the Steelers. He scored 3 times against the Steelers 2 years ago, I want to say. Was it last year? He had a monster game. He was complaining about targets last year, and then he started getting force-fed, and that's when their offense started to sputter out. So I do think this is an A.J. Brown game. Can Smitty catch a big touchdown? Yeah, I could see it happening because I think Jalen also wants to prove that he could air the ball out and win with his arm.
Right.
And it's the Battle of Pennsylvania. So, like, they're going to unleash and try to win this game. I like the boom better for Smith. I like the floor more for Moore. If
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
For me, I'd probably start Smith too, just because of those storylines. Like, if he booms, you're going to want to capture that boom versus like a 10-point floor. You're going to want a 18-point boom, 20-point boom versus a 8 to 10-point floor. So I think you chase the boom.
I think it's very close. I think Elijah Moore with David Njoku being out, but I actually think Jerome Ford is a sneaky start this week. I thought about putting him on my stream video, but I didn't know if Cedric Tillman was going to be out. So I made the video before Cedric Tillman was ruled out. So with Cedric Tillman being ruled out, I think Jerome Ford is going to get a little bit more play. They're going to run the ball a little bit more with him. And Elijah Moore, I can't play him. I think he's a start, but not over Devontae Smith.
Well, Emil, ask yourself this question. If you're going to lose, would you rather lose with Smith or with Moore?
Smith. That's a great question. I'd rather lose with Smith.
Me too.
Yeah. Great question. Thank you, Emil. Jamie says, yo, what up, dude? What up, bruh? That boy love the Cleveland Browns.
That's cool, man. He's loyal. They got great fans.
Right, they do. Man.
I respect that team a lot and the fans a lot. I don't like the owner and the people who run the team because they really don't give. They draft quarterbacks all the time and it never works out. So, like, when you're going to switch it up a little bit? And props to the fans for sticking with it. The Browns are fun to watch. They were fun to watch last year with Flacco. They're fun to watch this year with Pastor Jameis. And I wish better for Browns fans because I know you guys are loyal and you put up with a lot of crap.
I think they're going to be okay. I think they got a good young nucleus.
I do too.
I think they're going to be okay going forward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Gabe Barker says, you too. What up, TD? What's up, Gabe? Robert Bally says, round 1. Let's get it. Good luck, everyone. Yes, sir.
Yep.
SoCal Jr., bro. We playing each other this week. You got a great team, man. Hopefully I can beat you this week. D Lion, what's up, bro? He says 2 Monday night games. Yes, sir. And I got off work. Well, I actually go to work Tuesday, but I'm only gonna be there for a couple hours. That's my last day for work this year. So I'm gonna be enjoying my money. I'm gonna be up all night. We can do some fantasy football after dark.
Let's do it, man. We'll be nice and toasted because no work in the morning.
Right. When your last day of work?
I think Thursday.
This coming up Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I took a bunch of time off too, and like, guys, I do computer design work for construction companies.
Right.
This time of year it's dead slow. There is nothing going on, so I'm literally at work just twiddling my thumbs.
Right. And sometimes that's the worst days at work when you.
Dude, it's terrible. I'll look up, expect it, a couple hours go by, and it's been like 12 minutes. I'm like, cool. I'm like, let me see what TD's doing on his channel.
Right. He said, I thought it was going to be a Saturday game. Shaking my head. Yeah, man. I think that's the playoffs, right? So Saturday games or the playoffs, or is that regular season?
They do it for the playoffs. I thought there was going to be a Saturday game. I
It
think
might be
there's
week 18, week 17.
There's Saturday games coming up.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think week 17 is when they do the Saturday games.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Jamie says, I just called the gambling helpline and they couldn't even help me put together a parlay for tomorrow. Why advertise helping people if they aren't going to win me some money? Hey, that is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious.
That's a different way to think about it, and it's
right.
True. It's like, yo, help me gamble.
Right. D-Lion says Cooper Cup, but at least I was on buys.
Yep. God
Cooper
bless.
Cup broke my heart, but at least I was on buys. Right. Me too.
God bless.
Me too. That's what I said.
I got Bucky, and I'm really counting on him to take me to the promised land. If I had to play this week, I'd be screwed. So, like,
right.
Let's go. Got to get those buys, people.
Right. Tim J says that rain didn't help either. It didn't.
Game was sloppy, man. Even in the weather forecast, I live in California, and it was not raining where I live, but up north it was raining, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it said 40% chance, but usually that don't mean like
40% doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, rain. It don't mean it's raining cats and dogs. It started raining cats and dogs out there.
Yeah, like 70% and up is when you gotta kind of watch the weather, but like 40%, nah.
Right. Willie Snyder, what's up? Willie says I'm struggling who to start between Golf with a 54-point over and under, Herbert with McConkey starting. I would start Herbert and McConkey.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay secondary is not very good. The Chargers have to win, and if McConkey's playing, that's going to help Herbert. Obviously, I think their passing game does better than it did last week. And the Lions-Bills game, maybe it's not a high-scoring game. Maybe it's like a chippy, physical, running, smash-mouth game.
Right.
Both of those teams are vying for position.
Come on now.
So I like Herbert with McConkey. I think the floor is safe. He's going to feed him targets, but
and I like that he said out last week. Now I know he should be healthy.
Yeah, and they're in a must win. I don't think the Lions are in a must win scenario. They got some easy matchups to close the season out. So if it's me, I'm probably feeling a little bit better with Herbert and McConkey against the weaker Tampa Bay defense.
Facts. I actually think the Chargers is going to shut down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Bucky is the heartbeat of this team. Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer, but I think Bucky is the heartbeat of this team. And I think I take him out. I like Rashard White's floor, but I think the Chargers are tough, man. That's one of the tough defenses in the league, man. That's just Jim Harbaugh. You're not going to run the ball on Jim Harbaugh.
If Bucky doesn't play,
right,
I feel comfortable with Rashad White as a RB1 versus that defense.
Right.
If Bucky plays, it's a different story. You're not wrong, man. Like when Bucky gets the touches and he's on the field more, that's a different offense.
Come on now. Come on.
And the Chargers defense is very well coached. And if they get pressure on Baker, that could be a long night.
Facts. Kill says Baker or Winston. I'm going with Winston because of what I just said. And AJ Brown or London, I'm going with AJ Brown because it's a squeaky wheel game.
Easy.
AJ Brown, new brother in town.
Winston's going to sling the ball 40 plus times. They're probably going to be chasing points, or they might be pretty competitive with the Chiefs. So if you look at his game log since he's became the starter, his floor is safe, and he also has a nice ceiling. So, yeah, I would start Winston. And then, like TD just said, A.J. Brown, squeaky wheel, gets the grease. He's going to score this week.
Right.
I think he scores this week.
Right. And I think if A.J. Brown could have a great game this week or maybe even next week, I think it salvages the relationships and it brings his team closer together and they end up winning the Super Bowl. But it's because sometimes a little bit of adversity makes you tighter. Makes you come closer.
You can have a guy or like an acquaintance in your life who you might not like, and say you guys scrap a little bit. Right after that scrap, you might find a new respect for each other.
And y'all can't, you can't, look at Kobe and Shaq, where Shaq actually still hurts for Kobe because he felt like he should have done better with that. And so I think sometimes it brings them closer. I think Shaq loves Kobe now. I hate to say he loves him.
My best friend, God rest his soul, we met in second grade. He's no longer with us. He OD'd. Okay. Me and him hated each other. Right when he came to my school, we did not like each other, and we actually fought. Second grade fight, whatever, but we fought like we had it out, right? And then after that, we became best friends.
Wow.
It was a total yin-yang situation.
Right.
And that was my best friend growing up. And then in high school, past high school, he overdosed because he got involved with some bad people in the end. But like, life is weird like that. You could hate someone and then you could fight them or whatever. And then once you come to terms and realize where you're coming from, you're allies.
Right. That's why I respect people who speak their mind. And sometimes you might have to hash something out, but as long as you have respect for each other, you can come back. But if you don't got respect for each other, I think AJ Brown respects Jalen, and I think Jalen respects him.
I think Brown. They respect each other so much to the point that like little nuances can really piss them off because they respect themselves so much and each other. It's like, man, I respect you. I need more from you because I know you're better than this.
Come on now. I'm telling you, hey, Rami, man, you killing it today, bro. You're killing it today.
I'm not really, I'm just speaking what I think and like what my philosophies are and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrell T says start 2. Bro, I like that. Do you eat catfish, man? I love catfish nuggets. You got to soak them in vinegar for about a day and baking soda to get that mud taste out of them, especially mud cats. Channel cats, their taste a little bit different. They're not bottom dwellers like mud cats are. But I love catfish.
Out here, we got like a lot of Mexican style food. Right. So we got like mariscos catfish, like diabla, super spicy catfish, deep fried with like Mexican spices and whatnot.
Right.
Bro, it is so good. It's like it's not Southern style, but it's like people sleep on catfish, man. You can
they do, man. And some people that don't know a lot about fish, they actually think a catfish is almost like a cat, but it's not a catfish. They call it a catfish because they got whiskers.
Yeah, they got whiskers.
Right. But Terrell says start 2, Superflex, Rodgers, Baker, Richardson. I'm going with Rodgers and Richardson. I love those 2 streamers. You got the top streamers of the week right there. Rodgers and Richardson. I'm going with Rodgers and Richardson.
Richardson's a league winner.
Yep.
Look at his matchups the next 2 weeks. Oh my God. Gimme.
Rodgers this week against Denver.
He'll do well. He should.
Yes. Because there's no defense for that, for what he provides. It's the only thing you can hope for him to overthrow his wide receivers. It's no defense. If he's running the ball, if he hit a couple passes, you almost at his mercy, man, because there's really no defense to stop a running quarterback 240, 250 pounds and run a 4-3.
Yeah.
That can throw the ball 80 yards.
If a running quarterback can protect the ball and avoid turnovers, they're real hard to stop. That's the only way you could beat them.
For fantasy purposes, at least.
Absolutely. Well, real life too.
Real life too. Yeah.
He went on the road like after he was benched and won some games. Like he showed grit and like maybe had a turnover or two, but like there's running quarterbacks, you could get them super flustered and they'll turn the ball over a lot because they're trying to play hero ball and it just doesn't work. So even if he turns the ball over 1 or 2 times this game, I still think he's going to have a great week against that defense.
Right. Facts. Travis Looney, what's up, bro? Yes, sir. That dude been following me for a long time, man. One thing I can say, I might not have 50,000 subscribers, but my guys are super loyal, man. So I appreciate you, Travis Looney. Robert Malley, what's up, bro? He says, pick one, Golf, Mahomes, Rodgers. Man, listen, I'm glad I got Rami here because I'm going to get cute and hopefully he can talk me off the ledge. But I'm going with Rodgers. I'm going with Rodgers.
Against the Jags, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to talk you off the ledge because I'm on the ledge too.
Okay.
I can see the Bills-Lions game being a slugfest. They're going to have to, each team or whatever team wins is going to have to earn it. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Mahomes is going on the road, correct, against Cleveland. That's a trap game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
it's on the road.
yeah, that D-line could cause some serious problems for Mahomes, in my opinion, and that could be a trap game. Rodgers isn't playing for anything but pride and potentially a new team for next season, so he's going to give it everything he has. And he's playing through, what, 4 injuries? Like, that dude is banged up. He's got, like, a hammy injury, a knee injury, and he's putting up numbers the last couple of weeks. And to allude to a point you made on a past video, they're going to air the ball out to the wide receivers, so that's not going to change this week.
Right.
They want to win. That's a team they could beat. They're
Right.
going to want to win.
I won't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers has 350 yards with 3 touchdowns, 2 to Garrett or 2 to Devontae, and the other guy got the other one. Like, these guys are going to and if they stay together for next year, you got to be worried about that. Because if they get a little bit better of an offensive line and protect Aaron Rodgers and he get on the same page with Garrett and Devontae, that's 300 yards per game.
Yeah. And, earlier when Breece was doing his thing, Rodgers couldn't get his game going because they're like trying to be conservative, run the ball. And now they're not doing that. And now you're not seeing like vintage Rodgers, but you're seeing QB1 numbers from Rodgers. You're seeing like a typical performance on a weekly basis. So I don't think that changes this week. They're going to want to win for sure.
Right.
They're going to be like, screw the Jags. We're going to go beat them.
Facts.
Yeah.
Conscious says, just did my grocery shopping. I'm late. It's all good, brother. You here.
Sir.
He says, TD, I picked Richardson while Love has passed less. Week 16, AR 15, cutting edge. Yes. Yeah, listen, I love Love. But just because it's Anthony Richardson, I can see you sitting Love for Richardson. But other than that, I'm not sitting Love for no Baker. I'm not sitting Love. I'm still starting Love, but not over Anthony Richardson. And probably even Aaron Rodgers, I might consider playing Aaron Rodgers over Love because I just love Aaron Rodgers and Anthony Richardson matchup so much going forward.
I got Jalen Hurts and Richardson is my backup. Next week, the Eagles play the Commanders. Jalen will play in that game.
Right.
What I'm worried about is week 17. Like, do they shut down some of these guys after standings are settled and all that? Then that's where I'm going to bust out Mr. Richardson. Pause.
Right. And you might have to in Kenneth Gainwell, if you got some Saquon Barkley stocks, you might have to bust out Kenneth Gainwell that week because they might not run Barkley into the ground week 17.
Take note on this, you guys. When you're watching these title weeks in your leagues, look at some of these winning rosters. It's weird. There's going to be a weird player or two in there. You're going to be like, what? That's just the way this goes.
Right.
Like, week 17 is going to get weird.
Right. 4th quadrant.
Yep.
People add tone to our comments too often. He may have just asked. Right. And that's facts. MVM says Kamara or Charbonnet. I'm going with Charbonnet.
Charbonnet all day if he's starting. That's easy.
Conscious says, I used to go to the chat every morning for non-sports topics. Dude, the other day added some tone to my comment and went off the rails. I haven't even gone to his live stream since. Right. But this is what I would say. And you're making a great point. Kind of be a little bit conscious of what, not be sensitive to the guy, but be a little bit conscious of what you're saying, because these are people are trying to create a business. So when you come at them some type of way, sometimes they might take it the wrong way. And I because I'm trying to make content.
Yeah, like try to understand it from their point too, and you might answer your own question that way. Be like, oh, okay,
right.
That's something we got to do as people, like in other areas too. You can't react all like.
Right. And I'm pretty sure, Harambe, you won't mind me sharing this, but one day Harambe, he was in the comment section. He was like, hey, TD, share the league. It was like week 3 and we played against each other and he beat me. I wasn't worried about him beating me or sharing that with y'all, but I wasn't about to go through and be sharing who I beat before the season had in the middle of the season. So I called Harambe and say, hey, Harambe, man, listen, I don't mean any harm, but watch how you put certain stuff in the chat because people are looking that they can create a troll. What if somebody says, TD, Harambe beat you? He should have had a channel. right? So I just told him to be careful how he was implementing it, and I'll let you expand on that if I left something out.
Yeah, no, like my whole thing was like we basically just review and talk about player performances, and yeah, like you took it a different way because I typed something.
Right.
There was no emotion or like whatever or context.
Right.
Then we talked on the phone and we came to understanding.
Right.
Like, hey, I just wanted to review the matchup.
Right.
And then I think you took it as like, hey, I got to protect my thing because it'll allow other people to be like, well, why does TD do what he does? He's not even good. He can't even.
There you go.
I totally get it. Totally get it. And then once we talked and there was a little like context or emotion, we totally understood what was going on.
And it was over.
And that's it.
Did nobody cuss? Did nobody holler at nobody? Did nobody talk shit or none of that? Right? So I just wanted to share that, guys, to let y'all know, what's going on. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Conscious says Watson or Dobbs. I'm going with Watson. I could be biased, but I think Watson, and I would ask you this around me, because don't you think Watson add a different dynamic that none of the other wide receivers can add to this team?
Yeah, he's not really like a possession guy, whereas
no, he's Dobbs
would be the possession guy.
Yes,
he opens it up over the top. So if you have a running back like Jacobs and then he's clicking and then Watson's clicking, you got two different things you got to worry about there. And he's got game-breaking speed. What I want to see from Watson is his target share go up.
Right.
Because that, in my opinion, is the only volatile thing with Watson is his target share.
Right. And I think
on another team, like say he's like the
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, or like say he's the only receiver on like the Rams. Like that dude's putting up massive numbers. So
facts. Conscious says Algier, or do I grab Jaleel, Ford, or some other? I think you need to play Ford over Algier.
I like Ford. So specifically for this week, I like Ford's upside because the PPR. Algier doesn't really bring that too much.
Right.
The matchup on paper seems to favor Algier because like someone could look at that matchup and be like, oh, the Falcons are going to win. He's going to get garbage time.
Right.
That's not the case. Like the Raiders could win this game. And if it's close, they're not going to use Algier. If it's close for the Browns, they're going to use Ford. So Ford's going to get ran this week. I think Ford's a good one this week.
I think they got to pull back from Nick Chubb. I don't think he's quite explosive enough to where the opportunities are there. He can't hit it.
No.
But I think Ford can, and I think they're going to play him a little bit more. And, just to keep Jameis from throwing the ball 50 times and having 3 or 4 turnovers, you got to run the ball. And I think Ford's going to get more opportunities catching the ball and running it.
Yeah, and just to add on to that too, like his skill set makes his floor safer, in my opinion.
Facts. Empress Janice, TD is a sensitive man. Tread lightly in your comments. This is an African-American woman that's coming here. That this is what she said last time, and I wanted to share this. She said, hey, TD, you said you don't use stats. Well, that's not true. Tara Roberts from Fantasy Pros use stats, and she's doing this. Well, go look at Tara Roberts then. I don't got shit to do with that. Like, why would you come here and talk about with Tara? I ain't got nothing negative to say about Tara. Tara is killing it. Tara is killing it with Fantasy Pros. But why you want to compare me randomly to Tara Roberts? Like, it's almost like you trying to create something. That's why I can smell the bullshit a mile away. If you came and said, hey, TD, listen, Charlene does it. We'll chop it out in the comment section. But to come here and say, well, you don't do like you just looking for something, and guys, you got to be better than that. You got to think like a business person. Don't be a loser, right? That sounds like a loser mentality. A couple of weeks ago,
they're fishing. I don't know. Like, look, what's the first word in that name right there?
Empress.
Okay.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Right. Facts. Max the subscriber says, sorry, CJ Track. Okay, we got that one.
Yep.
Conscious says, I know very well why TD is is sometimes defensive. If you being accused of something you didn't do in any way and you become defensive, I'm the same way. Facts.
That's
And I know,
kind of what I
listen,
was
I'm not
trying
saying
to
that I'm
say.
perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to apologize for being who I am when I know, and I will ask Rami right here, be honest. I think I'm a pretty respectable guy. I think I'm a nice guy. I don't think that I'm obnoxious, and I don't think I'm better than anybody.
I wouldn't talk to you if you weren't. Your time is valuable. My time is valuable. I'm not going to waste my time with that energy.
Right. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
We all get, that's what I was trying to say earlier. We
Yeah.
all get defensive. That's what I was trying to say.
Right. Oh yeah, I think he's going about my documentary. I think that's what he's talking about, right? If you're being accused of something that you didn't do, I think that's what he's talking about.
Well, like it has to do with like almost like gaslighting too. Like if you're being gaslit over a lie, you're gonna get pissed because you know it's not the truth.
Right.
And when people like who don't actually know the truth are accusing you or like, you know, prodding you, yeah, you're gonna get pissed.
Right. Especially when I have people that respect me and you trying to come in and belittle me in front of them. That shit just don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not cool with that. Like I wouldn't belittle another man in front of his kids and stuff like that, even if I didn't like the guy.
No, you like
he has to command respect from his kids and his wife and his friends.
If you want respect, you have to give respect. And a lot of people don't want to give respect.
Right.
But they want respect.
Yes. Because if I call Empress out of her name or said that, it's just don't be sensitive. You all know if I called her out her name, that would be terrible. And people was like, you out of pocket.
I'm King Harambe. I'm a king, right?
Oh, buddy. Max, a subscriber. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Robert Malley says, pick one: Judy, Mooney, Higgins, Williams. I'm pretty sure that's Jamison Williams. I'm going with Judy over Mooney, Higgins, because all those are good options. Those are elite options right there. This is a hard one. This is a tomato question. But I'm going with Judy. I'm going with Judge Judy. And I want to apologize to Judy. Well, I don't know if I want to apologize, but I want to give him his flowers. I made a video on him calling him Jerry Booty. Yep. And I know better than that shit. And so that's the same thing that I say about to the comment section. I'm right now, I was wrong. Because I hate doing that, man, because sometimes guys can be in bad situations and the quarterback is not getting them the ball on time. Things are going on. And just to say a guy's booty, that I was wrong for that. So so Judy, you killing it, bro. I will never come out of my mouth and speak like that again. Keep it up.
Scenery did him wonders. Like we knew in college, this guy's talented.
Right.
He went to the NFL and we're like, oh, this dude's going to be legit. And he had some nice game logs, but it wasn't consistent. And now on a weekly basis, this guy's putting up nice numbers. So yeah, like I faded Judy. Some people I think wanted to give him a shot because he switched teams and now that's coming true. So yeah, like we're not 100% right.
Right. Facts. He says, I have James. You picked Judy too?
I like Judy. Yeah, man. Like look at the game logs last week. So that's not going to change this week.
Okay, so you like Judy over Mooney and Higgins. And
I like Judy. I think that's the safe and the smart play.
Right.
Don't be surprised if Mooney has a big game against that weak secondary.
Facts.
They got to win too.
Yes, I agree. That's why it's kind of tough for me because I like Mooney, and I also Higgins is not a bad play. Higgins got a great matchup.
I can make a case for each one of these players.
Facts.
And if it's me personally, I feel safest probably starting Judy based on what we've seen lately. Because I don't see that target share changing this week.
Facts. He says I have James Conner in my flex. Played Jennings, only 2 wide out spots, 1 flex. So yeah, only 2 wide out spots. So he said he played Jennings.
He's got 1 spot left.
Yeah, so yeah, I would put Judy in.
Yeah.
I'm a nitpick a little bit.
I have a different scenario here too. So he
Yeah,
played
I wouldn't have played I wouldn't have played Jennings over Mooney and Higgins. I wouldn't play Jennings. I know Jennings. Listen, Jennings is a good. I'm not saying it's a bad start, but I'm just saying that how I do my rankings. Jennings is good, but when it comes to the 49ers, there's a lot of mouths over there. Garendo, George Kittle. You still got Debo, who's still looking for some touchdowns. I like Jennings. I just don't think he's like a must start every single week when you have guys like Judy, Mooney, and Higgins.
I'm going to come to Robert's defense. I would have started Jennings.
Okay.
He would have been like my other receiver. So I watched the game until I turned it off from boredom. He was getting targets. He was getting downfield targets. He was getting peppered with targets. The weather played a factor. So if the weather doesn't play a factor, this conversation's different today.
Fact.
That's the only reason. So like, I get why Robert started Jennings, and realistically, I probably would have to be fair.
Right. And I understand it. I can't say the play was bad, but it's just I happen to not be on. Like, I like Jennings, but he's just not. It's just so many mouths to feed on that team. I only feel comfortable playing George Kittle in the running back. The rest of the guys, it can go either way.
I get it. We're like splitting hairs again a little bit.
Yes.
I really think like if the rain didn't cause
he had 9 targets. So
9 targets is nice. Like that's what you want. I see Judy getting 9. I don't see Mooney getting 9 targets, but he might get more efficient targets.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Robert, I would have probably started Judy and Jennings as well. So you got to go down with the ship. I don't think it's a bad start. It's just the result isn't what we wanted, obviously.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Thomas right now. He's killing it in the best ball league.
Mm-hmm.
The best ball redraft league, right? It's Thomas Seahawks.
Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, he's killing it. I want to shout him out right now. That's one of the members, and he's killing it in the best ball redraft league. I didn't make it. I think I was in 11th place. It was a tough league. I like my team, but sometimes, man, guys have got better players on a weekly basis. So good job, Thomas. You're killing it.
Yep. Up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, sir.
Stacking tortillas on his forklift.
Facts. Tron says currently have coach for weeks 16 and 17. The defense, they okay. Would you drop Colts and pick up the Lions for week 16 versus the Bears and pick up the Eagles for week 17 versus the Cowboys?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't play the Colts or the Lions defense against the Bears. You can play the Lions defense, but the better play, I would just say hold on to the Eagles and play them every week.
I like the Eagles over the Lions going on the road. I think the Lions their secondary could be taken advantage of. The Colts, I have stashed, man. They're playing Tennessee week 16, and then they're playing the Giants week 17. So if I make it to the title game, I'm rolling out the Colts with confidence.
Okay, I respect that. I don't know, man. I guess they could. You never know. I don't feel the essence of it yet. So you making sense. The Giants could be struggling. Just the Colts, man. I don't see them getting to the passer, but the Giants with Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock, they turnover machine. So
that's why. That's the only reason why. And they struggle moving the ball, and that's just going to create more opportunities for the Colts defense.
Right.
But I get it, man. If you look at their game log all year, they haven't impressed like they did last year. They were a good defense last year for fantasy.
Right. Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Man, you need to watch Martin, man. That's where I get there from.
I watched Martin, dude. I was in 90s, baby. Come on.
Okay. Look at Conscious in the house.
Watch your mouth.
D Lions is not sensitive, it's passionate, bro. Yes, sir. Let me see. Gabe says, there's a difference between being sensitive and being passionate, in my opinion. Facts. Yes, sir. All in one show says pick one, 4 PPR, London, Higgins, and Connor. I'm going with Connor.
Connor's gonna have goal line, and he should have some PPR value this week as well. Dump offs and whatnot.
Facts. MH says need 2 flex, 4 PPR, Aaron Jones, DK Pollard, Breach, Ridley, Harrison Jr. I'm gonna say Harrison Jr. and Aaron Jones.
Full PPR.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones. Yep, Aaron Jones and Harrison Jr. The reason why I'm not gonna go with DK, I like DK, but he's been getting open. I think he is injured, but he's been getting open, man. But it's hard to count on it over Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a starting running back who's getting all the goal line touches. So I just can't discount him to go to a guy like DK. Pollard is good, and I would normally say Pollard, but he's hurt. They talking about Tajay Spears might come in and get more snaps because Tony Pollard going through an injury. Breach is hurt. I'm not playing a hurt guy. You can tell that he's not healthy. Ridley is nice, but can you depend on Will Levis? I don't know if you can depend on Will Levis. Like Harami said, Will Levis is so damn volatile. Harrison Jr. with the matchups, given it with Connor being focused on, I think it's going to help Harrison Jr. Also, it's the 4th quadrant, and he's a rookie. Like he said, like Harami said earlier, this time of the year, coming off like bye weeks or getting ready for the end of the season, rookies get going. So I'm gonna go with Harrison Jr. and Aaron Jones over the other guys.
I like Harrison Jr. as well. I like Ridley as well because of his target share. Like that's not going to change.
Right.
If he can get 1 or 2 of those targets to go more than 20 yards, it's going to be a safe start. So like I like Ridley's target share. He got a lot of targets last week. He just didn't do anything with them. Right. There's little small plays. So I saw a comment earlier. The Bengals secondary is terrible. I'm a Bengals fan. Their defense sucks, so you can't attack the Bengals defense. And another weird storyline is the coach of the Titans used to work for the Bengals, so that's kind of like a weird revenge game for him. So maybe he'll open up this route tree and just try to dismantle the Bengals somehow.
Facts. Wesley says I dropped Jalen Warren for Sean Tucker. I hope I didn't F up.
You did. It remains to be seen, man. But if you're trying to win this week, maybe you didn't.
Right. Well, I would say because if you're not playing Jalen Warren, I think Sean Tucker could have I don't know. Jalen Warren, if anything happens to Najee, but Najee has never missed a game. Sean Tucker could, if something happened to Rashad Evans with Bucky going through his injury, Sean Tucker could be a low-end RB1.
Yep.
So I see why he made the move, especially if you ain't playing Warren and you just trying to get a great stash. I can see you dropping Warren for Sean Tucker, who got more of an upside if he ever starts.
But I don't think Bucky's going to play this week. I think they're going to unleash him next week when I need him, and it's setting up beautifully. But we'll see if it happens. Tucker he'll get some goal line touches, maybe a little bit in the passing game, and he'll get some run. The problem is the Chargers defense is really good, so I would rather lose with Warren than lose with Tucker. And I know that's a weird way to look at it.
No, it's not. It's not weird.
Steelers are going on the road. Pickens is hurt. They need pass catchers. So Warren is he's gonna get run this week. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker scores, has 20 yards and a touchdown or something from a goal line scenario.
Right.
Could happen.
Right.
But yeah, Wesley, good luck, man. I see the strategy in that move. So if you're playing week to week, I don't think it's necessarily a bad move. So it remains to be seen.
Right. Leaf or Death. He says, are we playing Breach or not? No, I'm not playing Breach this week.
No. I would start the pass catchers and the quarterback on that team.
Jimmy says, if I disagree with you, don't call me a troll. I get you, bro. But notice that Harami don't agree with me. We don't agree on a lot of things, but you don't see him saying, bro, make it make sense. You said this last week, and now you're saying this. Make it make sense. He's just saying, hey, TD, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree. I like this player because of this and this. This is a professional platform, bro. And if you want your comment read, you got to come correct. If not, if you're a troll, either I'm gonna block you and move on because I'm big on energy. I don't want weird energy around me. I don't want haters around me looking for me to stutter, looking for me to make the wrong call so you can call it out in front of the chat and try to demoralize me as a black man in front of people. And I hope that doesn't make people feel uncomfortable when I say that. But just as a black man, I have to speak my piece. A lot of times, my people that are just like me, they come in and like, well, who you think you is? You think you got a channel? You think you that good? You ain't that good. And they try to disrespect me in front of other people. And I talked about that earlier. So that's all I'm saying, bro. But you're not a troll for disagreeing.
That's what the show is for. It's open forum. You can disagree with me. You could disagree with TD.
Yep.
But we make our point, and then I'm like, TD, that does make sense. Or like vice versa.
Right. Like, I'm not going to say what you said is stupid or it doesn't make sense. I'm just going to say, well, man, I
respectfully disagree.
I respectfully disagree. Right. Facts.
We agree to disagree.
Right. And you do that, bro. This is not no utopia. I'm doing that because you got to, it's content, man. We got to be able to work together. We got to have a working relationship. So I got to treat the guy with respect. I ain't going to sit here and talk shit to him if I want him to come up on the show.
You just bring me up and roast me for 2 hours.
Right. Mr. Tua says, bruh. Yes, sir. Rico says Tua is suspect to me. I don't think so, bruh. He didn't have a 70-point game, but I think he's number 2 quarterback. I think Josh Allen maybe took him over in the last since Tua came back off the concussion. I think Tua was number 1 until Josh Allen had that big game.
Tua's been top 5 since he came back.
Yes. He was number 1, man. But I think Josh Allen took that over. But if you go back and look at the stats, man, the numbers that he was putting on average on points per game, I think he was leading points per game.
In that time frame, you mean?
Yes, in the time frame since he came back.
Yeah. It's been Lamar all season, like Lamar and Allen. But yeah, like at that point in the season, he came in and he turned like that offense started humming again. So
right. A says, I had to just show it. All in one, you're right, bro. You're right. You're exactly right. You know what it is. Yep. A says, what size gets more points? What side? Not size. PP Tua, A-Chain, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, McBride, or Lamar, Charbonnet, Joe Mixon, AJ Brown, and Kraft. This is let me see. Tua, A-Chain, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, McBride.
That one.
I think I'm gonna go with that side.
Yeah, that one.
I like Lamar. You know, I love Lamar. Charbonnet is a beast.
It's my favorite player in the league.
And AJ Brown can be volatile at certain times.
Kraft could be volatile in a PPR format. Jamar Chase is chasing Triple Crown. They're gonna feed him to close the year out. Mike Evans is the wide receiver 1. They're gonna have to throw against the Chargers. Yes. He's got a decent PPR floor. A-Chain has a nice PPR floor and goal line.
And he can go for 30, 40 points too.
Yeah. And McBride is getting, 15 targets a week?
Right.
Yeah, I like that side more.
Right.
Charbonnet has nice PPR. Mixon has okay PPR. This week, I do like AJ Brown's PPR floor. And then Kraft is volatile. He's like boomer bust. I like the first one.
Right. And I say this now, bro, McBride actually is gonna get more targets than a wide receiver, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. We talked about that early, and I figured that could happen, man. Reason why I predicted that because I figured that Marvin Harrison Jr. being a rookie, it would take him a little bit of time before Kyler could trust him, and then I think it's been too long. But I knew it was gonna take a little bit of time for him to get the trust. Where McBride and Kyler had the trust from last year.
Yeah, they're still trying to get a playoff spot, so he's going to go to his best friend, the tight end. And yeah, it's again, we're talking about like trends and receipts repeating from last year. He's doing the same thing he did last year.
Right.
And if I'm a coordinator against the Cardinals, I'm not going to put all my eggs to shut down MHJ. I'm going to try to shut down Connor and the tight end.
Facts. Okay, that's the same question. Sheriff said, "What's up, all y'all amazing people? What's up, bro?
What up, Chef? Is that a Roll Tide helmet?
It looks like Alabama, don't it?
Yeah, Roll Tide.
The place to be established 2023.
Oh, I think it's a logo, but it looks like it looks like an Alabama.
Yeah, it looks like Alabama with the number on the helmet, right? Jose, what's up, Jose? He says 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, Lamb, Evans, AJ Brown, Dowdle, Charbonnet. So my 1 running back would be. That's tough. I'm gonna go with Charbonnet because I'm gonna go with Charbonnet. He's getting the full work, so I'm gonna go with Charbonnet. The 1 wide receiver would be Lamb.
Lamb and Charbonnet.
And the flex would be, damn, man, I love Dowdle, but I'm gonna have to go with Connor.
Yeah, it's Lamb, Connor, and Charbonnet.
Yeah,
for me too. Yeah, I like those starts. Dowdle will have a nice week. He's going to get fed, and he has some nice PPR upside as well. I don't know, man. Charbonnet, Connor, and then CD Lamb. That's nice.
D-Lion says, just don't remember to bench him when he plays Pittsburgh. I think he was talking about, it was some player that he was talking about going against Pittsburgh. Who's playing Pittsburgh this week?
It's the Eagles.
Okay, yeah, I think what was we saying? Remember, I don't know who, we was talking about something earlier. Sorry about that, D-Line, I forgot.
It's all good, man. I expect the Eagles passing game to have a nice week this week against Pittsburgh.
I do too. I think it should be decent.
Mm-hmm.
All in one says, correction, Lamar is the best running back in the league.
No, he's not. That's Saquon Barkley right now.
Hey, I take it for whatever it is. As long as I win the championships with Lamar, I take it. And he's winning MVP. So if you want to call him a running back, I understand it. But he's a quarterback.
He's saying that because you said Lamar's the best quarterback in the league. So that's a reply to that statement.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, I take that because hey, he's special. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes guys,
he's my favorite player. He's my favorite player in the league, and I'm a Bengals fan. So,
right. Adam says Chuba Hubbard has top 5 upside this week. Yes, he got top 5 upside every single week.
Yep.
Senor Rojo says, I hope my opponent has a player that drops a fat 0 like Cup did me.
It could happen, man. It could happen. I'm thinking a low-scoring week this week for fantasy playoffs for the first week.
I was thinking about that too. Jose said, do you think we can leave Lamar Jackson with New York? I'm a little worried. My options are Herbert, Roger, Levis, Love. I don't know why people are worried about Lamar, man. I guess they don't like the way he plays the game, but I wouldn't be worried at all.
Jose, Lamar destroys NFC opponents. Look at his career. Look at his game logs against the NFC. That's all you need to know. This is a smash start. Like, you're going to start this guy. And like TD said earlier, he's going to want to follow up Allen's 6 touchdown performance with a stellar performance. So, like, I would start Lamar over any of those other players, and it's not even a question for me.
Not even a question. Agreed. Nope. Got a super chat from TZG, man. He says, what up, TD? All this start and sit double guessing. I think everyone got to go with who they think will deliver and take the W or L, right? Go down with the ship. I always preach that.
I agree.
A lot of things is esoteric in life. I do look at numbers, but I'm like, you know what, man? Tyreek Hill, my favorite player. He's been struggling, but I'm playing him. And I kept him. And look what's going on. When Tyreek was struggling, I could have traded him. But I was like, no, I'm going to hold on to him. I went down with my ship.
Yep. I lost out on a title last year because I kept Mahomes in over Kyler. Kyler had 30 points title week. Mahomes had 19, and I lost by 6. So I went down with my ship. I find it hard to bench Patrick Mahomes in a title game because, like, if you're relying on a player to get you points, he's a safe player to do that. So I went down with my ship, and it cost me. I didn't win. I got second place.
Right. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's you shouldn't care about that. You did the best that you could.
Yeah. I mean, there's other factors that week too. Like James Cook dropped a touchdown. If he catches that touchdown, I win with Patrick Mahomes.
Right. I know you ain't gonna never let that go, is you?
Hell no, man. I remember I was sitting on my couch with Red Zone. I had the Bills defense who scored a defensive touchdown that week. Homie on a little wheel route. Allen threw it to him and he just dropped it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's not good.
Right.
Not good, man. I'll never live that down. Hell no, man. Because there's no guarantee you go to a title game again.
Right. Chef says start 3 running backs: Mixon, Hubbard, Brown, Sharps. I'm going with Sharps,
Yep.
Hubbard.
Yep.
And I gotta go between Mixon and Brown, bro. I'm gonna go with Mixon just because he's a top 5 running back.
It's Mixon, man. I agree. Those are the same. Mixon, they're in a must win. He's a true bell cow. I don't think Chase Brown's a true bell cow yet.
Right.
He has a nice skill set. That game could be a trap game for the Bengals.
Facts.
Mixon, he's like a team captain type guy. He can will them to play well and win. And if he needs to, he can carry that offense on his back. And he has PPR skill set.
Right. Hoey
and Vlog.
Right. Half point PPR. Excuse me. Projection to tie with my opponent. Need to start 2 out of Kamara, AJ Brown, and Rico Dowdle. I'm going with AJ Brown and Rico.
Yep.
Which two guys you think? Rico gets Panthers D, the worst in the league against the run. Right. So that's why I'm going with Rico and AJ Brown.
Yep. AJ Brown, squeaky wheel game. The Saints are volatile based on their situation, and the coach has already said he wants to give Kendre Miller a chance. So if they get out of playoff contention, which could happen this week, Kamara might get shut down. So if they're getting whooped on by the Commanders, they're going to pull Kamara, in my opinion. It's not going to be a guy who's going to get fed like dump off passes to try to catch up and win the game. They're going to pull him. It's a volatile start for Kamara this week.
Right. Let me ask you something. That last comment, do I need to delete that? Is that a troll?
At the very, very, very bottom?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
The very, very last one. The name. The name.
Tom Burton, TZ, Gabe, D-Line. I don't see it, man.
The last one, all in one show.
How do you feel about Miller as a stash?
No, you see the name. Do you see the name though?
Oh yeah, kick that fool, dude.
Okay.
You clown. Get out of here.
What's all in one show? Didn't I see that earlier?
This is like a separate account they made. They're trolling, dude.
Right.
Oh, Miller's a great stash, though, to answer your question, clown.
Let me see here. All right. Yeah. So Adam, what's up, Adam? He says, I like AR this week. Denver let Jameis Winston put up 497 passing yards for 4. That's what I'm saying. And people talking about Denver. I'm not worried about no Denver. I'm playing AR.
He can win with his legs, man.
JSN or Dowdle, that is tough, but I'm always gonna go with the running back. Most of the time, JSN is getting close to the elite guys, but he's not quite there at the elite guys, the tier A guys. So I'm going to go with Dowdle because he's in my top 12 rankings this week.
Yeah, I like Dowdle as well. After their loss last week, Cowboys are pretty much, in my opinion, they're out of it.
Yeah, they out of it.
Dowdle's having a nice second half of the season. I don't see that changing this Sunday against the Panthers. They'll still want to win. They'll still want to like show they could go on the road and play football. So I think CeeDee Lamb, I like Ferguson this week as well, and Dowdle. I think those are good starts this week.
Right. Tyler says he's not worried about the number one defense in football. that got 400 yards, 400 yards put up on him? No, I'm not worried about him.
He's slinging the ball like it. We were talking about Jameis, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
he's his floor is safe in my opinion just because of how much he's thrown the ball.
Right. D-Line says, I think the Ravens are that high, blowing them out in the fourth. Then Lamar already did the damage needs for fantasy.
Yep, it's true. You could have a monster week and like not even play the second half of the fourth quarter.
Right. Lamar going like I'm telling you guys, he wants to put up 5 or 6 touchdowns. But you're right, it could happen. It could go
your way too, like him just pad his stats towards the MVP case. I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
A perfect week to do that.
Right. Jose said, I think Lamar is going to play for the MVP and he has to play super well and score touchdowns. I agree because he's fighting a whole different fight. He's not just fighting to win games. He wants to win MVP because they don't give him his credit like they give Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. And Lamar feels that.
I agree.
Let's see here.
I'm not big on Mahomes for fantasy these days, man. We've already talked about this.
Yes, we talked about that at the beginning of this year.
We thought that Worthy in the off season, players to fade. One of them was Patrick Mahomes.
Yep,
and he's the 10th overall player, so he's still like good.
Right,
but you take him at a super high ADP like you would a Lamar or a Josh Allen or a Jalen Hurts.
Let's see. Let's find it. Let me find this super chat. Okay. TZ says, and to all these haters and trolls, you ain't got nothing else going on in your life. Just say you're ugly and got no friends loud with your chest. Facts.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. Bro, I ain't never had time to go on no channel. Even if they was, say if it was the Ku Klux Klan. And the guy was like, I hate these type of people. Bro, I'm not trolling that channel. I don't got time to troll that channel. That's his channel, or that's our channel. I'm gonna go on.
This is all you have to say, man. Like, just because you hate yourself doesn't mean you have to come here and hate on us.
Right. That's what TZ is saying. That's what TZ
I know. That is exactly
right. Facts. Appreciate you, TZ. Appreciate you. All right, let me go up here and find this comment where we was at. Okay, there we go. All I want is Adam, you are the loser if you think Denver's allowing that stat line again.
There's your all-in-one show guy right there.
That's him, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yep. You right.
He brought up a little side account to troll.
Right.
Dude, if you're gonna troll and you want to say crap, say it with your main account so we can see who you are.
Right.
Because you're exposing yourself as a little as weak.
That's what I always say, weak. That's what I be saying. These guys are crazy, man. But I feel them though. I gotta start this laughing it off, man.
It's funny. Like, I could take trolling, man. Like, dude,
right.
If you want to go toe to toe against me trolling, you're not gonna win. Like, I will make you leave this channel. Like, right. But I'm not trying to do that.
Right. Chef said start Coleman or Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. all day.
Yep. That game they have to win. Specifically, the Bills have to win. So I don't think they're gonna get cute and try to like get Coleman going. They're gonna try to win
right. Facts. Rico says Lamar is an underrated passer. I agree, 100%.
He is. His OC did him no favors early in his career, and that's why you get people reacting to mid-passing performances. Like when they were talking about Lamar, they were talking about his legs. Like he ran a lot, and he's not doing that now, and they flip-flop the script. Now he's throwing.
You're right. Facts.
This is a Heisman player. Like,
right.
This is an MVP. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL. And to insult his throwing is like mind blowing to me. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't get that.
Got 2
That guy
MVPs.
sucks.
Got
Like,
2
dude,
MVPs, and I think he's the winningest quarterback of all time.
He's in the NFL, dude.
Right. I think he's the winner, like per the game, like of all the games that he's played. I think he got like a 70-some% winning percentage.
He's up there. Like, he's up there. Mahomes is up there. Yeah, I think it's those two. I think it's him and Mahomes.
Right.
But yeah, Lamar is underrated because people just want to hear what they say from the media and think it's fact without actually like diving in and looking at what's going on. Lamar's a stud, dude.
Right.
Best player in the league, in my opinion. What that guy does and brings to a team, like, dude's a stud.
Facts. And I'm gonna keep saying facts too, Tyler Sperry. Willie Snyder says if the MVP vote happened today, I would take Josh Allen, but Lamar is a close second. I respect that, and I agree with that.
I agree because of the game Allen just had. So, like, let's see what Lamar does in
there
response. Because Willie, you're not wrong, man. It is Josh Allen right now. If Lamar can have a game similar to that, it's gonna tighten up those MVP votes a lot more.
Right. I agree with you, Willie. I think Josh Allen is ahead of Lamar after that game.
Yeah, I agree too.
Rico says Bucky might be out. Right.
He's out. He's not going to play. I don't think he's playing.
Adam says, I don't like Love over his last 6 games played. He's scored only 6 touchdowns and fewer than 15 fantasy points in 4 games during that span. No thanks. Right. But you got to also know his ceiling. So now I'm not going to play him over the guys that's balling out, but I'm not going to bench him for somebody off the bench. Like it would be tough for me to play Aaron Rodgers over him. But I think that's a good move, but it would be tough for me to do it. I might not do it. Well, I don't know if I'm a streamer quarterback over Jordan Love.
Last year, in this time of the season, he started really balling out, and I believe he was the quarterback 1 overall, like to close the season out last year. They traded for Jacobs.
Right.
You're seeing Jacobs surge now, and we're playing the guessing game with what receiver to start, and then Jordan Love's floor and his ceiling also is not the same as what it was last year. So I can see where you're coming from. He's kind of volatile if you're relying on that ceiling. Like, he might not hit it. He's still a stud.
Right. D-Lion says, got Chuba in the offseason for a 3rd-round pick, and it was a success. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Conjure says it's not about making the right call week to week. It's about fantasy philosophy. Oh, that's interesting, bro. That's why they call you. That's why you call Conjure's Machine. That's deep. Rico says Hub surprised the hell out of me. Yes, Chuba Hubbard been killing it.
Yep.
Conjure says TD has elite fantasy philosophy. I would say that. I am a philosopher when it comes to like the way I look at fantasy sometimes, where I got this 4th quadrant, start your studs, where everybody believes in starting your studs, but I'm actually go to another level with it sometimes. And sometimes, man, I'm a human. I might just go off something that I haven't said and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this today. Sometimes I might even do that.
Yeah, man. We were kind of touching on this last week. Like, a lot of people think fantasy football is luck, and that's not true. There's a philosophy to it. There's like a method to it. There's multiple methods that can be successful. And I think you can call that fantasy philosophy.
Right.
I respect your takes, man. Like, you make me think outside the box a little bit. I think I have that effect on you as well a little bit.
Right. Yep. That's why I want to bring somebody else up, man, because it also helps the content, but it also helps me. And I say that I'm like, I need somebody to talk me off the rails. I really kind of mean that, pun intended, because I'm going to beat to my own drum. So I like for another opinion to come in and be like, you know what? Okay. And I can judge that. And each week I can sharpen that and I can get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry about that, Thomas. I got to get to your super chat. Let's see. Thomas says, crazy question. I'm playing DK and JSN both on one team. I'm okay. You know, I'm talking about squeezing the offense. And I think it's okay to play DK and JSN together at this point in time. Both on one team. Would you consider sitting DK for Isaiah Davis? Nope. Or maybe Hunter Henry? Nope. I'm gonna keep playing DK and JSN. And this might be the week. This might take you to a championship. DK might go off and JSN go off. So I think you need to play DK. What do you think, Harambe?
I was toying with the idea of benching DK last week, and I ended up not doing it because it's DK. Like he can win you a week. I don't think you go down with your ship. He hasn't been doing well. Could it happen again where he's a volatile start? Yeah. The target share is decent. It's not as good as JSN's, but it's enough to get, some nice points and a potential touchdown. And if he gets one past the secondary, he could take it to the house. That dude is fast. He's explosive.
Conscious Machine said he knows situational football schemes hard, and he knows matchups have been taken in context. Right, have to be taken in context. Facts.
That's all part of fantasy, man. All this stuff.
Right. Adam says Winston is averaging over 20 points per game despite throwing 9 interceptions. I like his fantasy upside weekly, no matter the opponent. That's what I'm talking about, Adam.
Yep. 100%, man. Like, look what he's doing. Is he playing squeaky clean actual football? No. But he's throwing the pigskin all around with a lot of attempts, and that's going to translate to points.
Right. I guess I will go to this right now. Let me see. So I see it. I ain't gonna pull it up because I ain't gonna lose my spot. But Rio James says, Conscious Machine, you gotta stop kissing TD butt. Stop it, bro. Conscious ain't kissing my butt. He beat to his own drum. He just been watching me for 3 or 4 years, so he got the facts to back it up. Whatever stuff that I be saying. I don't think he's blowing smoke. What would you say, Harambe?
I think Conscious watches and moderates this channel because he likes the content. I don't think he's kissing. Like, this is his tribe. He's hanging out with his tribe.
Come on now. Right. But I know Rio James, I know you being funny too. So it ain't no big deal. Rio, you've been following me for a while too, man. I appreciate you being here. But I ain't gonna put that on Conscious like that because he don't agree with me. All you gotta do is look at the comment section. Conscious do not be agreeing with me with the stuff that I say. He might take for what he need, but he don't agree with me like an echo chamber.
I don't want who wants a freaking echo chamber, man? That's facts. Like, if you want an echo chamber, then just go find an echo chamber. Like, we disagree a lot on this channel.
Facts. Let's see here.
Echo chambers don't make people smarter.
It doesn't. I'm not the person that I am right now because I know everything. I'm the person that I am because I'm open-minded. And I have passion about learning. So that's what I would say.
Everyone should seek knowledge and to get better. Like, if you don't have that mindset, in my opinion, you're doing it wrong.
Right. TZ says, I remember calling Chuba still of the 2024 draft back in July. Yeah, bro, I don't remember, but I know, and I know you know your stuff. But I was on Chuba. There's a couple people that was on Chuba. But you could get him in all drafts. He wasn't being drafted to round 6 or 7.
Yeah. I think he's even doing better than what people thought. Like, even the people who were on Chuba, I think he's still overperforming for the people who like Chuba.
Right. Adam Fields says Joshua Palmer is a top flex play if Ladd is out. I don't know if he's a top flex play, but I think he's a good flex play.
The targets will be there.
Yeah.
Disley out too. So someone's gonna have to step up.
Right. Maybe QJ.
Hopefully, this is a perfect game for him to do it.
Right. Willie says I'm struggling who to start between golf with a 50-point game over and under. We did this already. I'm going with Herbert and McConkey.
Yep.
Matthew says, who do I start at running back in playoffs? I need 2. I have Henry, Jacobs, Connor, Aaron Jones. I'm going with Connor. And you have to go with...
You got to go with Henry, man.
Yeah, you got to go with Henry. Yeah, you got to go with Henry.
Because you said last week he's chasing a rushing title.
He is.
Like he's behind Barkley, but like
Right.
they haven't locked up their division or anything yet. So they're still trying to make the playoffs too. And I don't see him going away from Henry this week specifically. Like I see him having a nice game.
Right.
I could see Justice Hill scoring in this game too.
I could too. So this is what I want to say real quick before I get to this other comment. The only thing that I was saying, this is very cute right here. I think this could be a Derrick Henry bad game because Lamar Jackson has something to prove.
It's a fair point. I could see it happening. I do, but I do think
but you're still starting Henry, right?
Yeah, I still think Henry gets his in this game too.
Right. And that goes to my point with this next comment that Tyler said at the end of the chat. He says, I love fantasy football, but you guys haven't had a difference in opinion yet. Bro, we didn't disagree on what? A lot of stuff, right?
We today, not too much disagreement, but if you disagree with a player, I say you did it last week. Like I said, George Kittle, and you're like, that's not a smash start. That's an automatic start.
Right.
Specifically, I wanted Kittle because I knew he was going to have a good game that week.
Right.
It was an easy start of the week. Me and TD disagree. We disagreed on Henry and Barkley before the season started.
Right.
We disagreed on Josh Allen. I'm very high on Josh Allen. You could ask other people in this chat, and TD's like, I'm fading Allen.
Right.
There's other examples too.
Right. we disagreed on a couple stars and sits in this. It just wasn't like blankly where we argued about it, but we disagreed on a couple stars and sits.
I think they want us like heavily disagreeing. The problem is I agree with TD more than I disagree with him.
Right.
So the disagreements aren't gonna show face as much because we kind of play similar.
Yeah, we do. Facts. And I appreciate Tyler you being respectful of what you said. You said it in a respectful way, so that's why I called it out, man.
Yeah, man.
Nothing wrong with what you said.
You can still grill us without grilling us. That's not a grill. It's just like, hey, I need to point this out because I have noticed you guys aren't disagreeing at all, but we do disagree.
Right. You're right, be growing. You're right. Appreciate you, Matthew. So yeah, I'm playing actually I think Derrick Henry's the must start, but if you wanted to get cute and play Connor and Henry or Connor and Jacobs, I'm okay with that because I do think Henry could have a bad game. But I agree with Arambi. You just to tell you to sit him that could be a bad decision.
So this is where we would disagree. I see the Ravens coming out and smashing the Giants with Lamar, with Derrick Henry. Okay. So for me, I'm starting Derrick Henry no matter what.
Right. And
he's like, well, I'm going to get cute and play Connor. And I get why he's doing it. But for me, it's like, why wouldn't you start Henry?
Right.
So I would respectfully disagree on TD's take right there. I would take Henry.
Right. Rico,
you're good, Tyler. You're good, Tyler.
Let me see here. Wesley says, all three of my teams made it to the playoffs. Thank you to you. Anytime, bro. Yes, sir. Gabe Barker says, starting neighbors this week. Yes, sir. Adam says, the Ravens rush defense allows the second fewest yards per game. Right. But that's not why we playing Tyrone Tracy, which you probably ain't saying that. We've taken Tyrone Tracy to catch. I wouldn't be surprised if he catch 10 passes.
He had over 10 targets last week, did he not? He's a rookie. Right. They're gonna let him and Neighbors just do their thing to close the year out.
Yes. A says, hey guys, what side gets more points? Tua or A-Chain? Did we do that already? Yeah, we did that one already.
Yeah, we did.
Ete says, we know you love us. You always come up here and give us fact on players and how you always keep it real. I said what I said. Keep being true and always thinking outside the box. Yes, sir. T. Jones says, McCormick or Pacheco? I'm going with McCormick.
See, here's where we would disagree. I'm going to go Pacheco.
Right.
That's not an easy game for the Chiefs this week. So like they're gonna have to run the ball to open up the passing game, and Pacheco will get more touches than he did last week coming off
each week he's gonna get more carries to the build up. Facts.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Tron says I traded Tyler Lockett for Terry McLaurin week 2. Woo!
Nice.
Good job, bro.
Good job.
Nice. I saw the vision and stacked him with Jaden Daniels. Yes, sir, Tron. Look, man, I'm telling you, man, these guys, man, it's about 5 or 6 guys, man, in here, man. They know this shit, man, including you, man. That was a great move. Phenomenal move. Kill says, hey, fellas, struggling to make a quarterback choice with whether in matchups. Do you go Stroud, Baker, or Winston, and A.J. Brown or Drake London? I'm going with A.J. Brown over Drake London, and I'm going with Winston over Stroud and Baker.
If it's if we're talking real NFL, I would go with Stroud because I think the team's better, but we're talking fantasy here. And the fact is you have Joe Mixon down there, and that could be a reason why Stroud hasn't, progressed like we thought he would. On top of wide receiver injuries, Winston is throwing the ball 40 plus times a game. So your floor is going to be safe. Even if he throws picks, the floor is going to be safe. Now, this week, it might get a little weird because there's no Njoku. So who steps up? And it might be Ford. It might be Moore. It might be Judy. But I don't think the amount of attempts that Jameis is going to throw this week is going to change because there's no Njoku. So I would follow the trend this week, and I think Winston's a better start than Stroud and Baker as well.
Right.
And AJ Brown for sure. That's not even a question to me.
Right. Matthew Luke says, go Vikings. Let's go get this Super Bowl, Sammy.
That'd be sick. I don't think they've ever won. No, they've won one Super Bowl, right? The Vikings.
No, it was before the Super Bowl. Was it before the Super Bowl era?
They had the purple people eaters defense, and I think they won a title with that. I'm not sure when the era was. Maybe someone in the chat could say, but I think they have one
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Rico says Jonas Smith at tight end won some games for me. Yes.
Big time,
I can't deny that. Will not deny that.
No Super Bowl.
Clutch says, hey, fellas, Javonte, Kendra, Algier, McNichols, Benson. Irvin is out, and I have to make the gnarliest of starts. I would go with...
I like Kendra.
Yeah, I was about to say that, man. I'm about to go with Kendra. Over though, I'm going with Kendra.
For me, it would be like Kendra or as much as it pains me to say Javonte, because the Broncos need to win, so I don't think they get cute and give Estime, full workload. They need their guys to play well. So, but if it's me, I'm going Kendra. I think Kamara gets taken out of this game.
Right. Guys, we're gonna go live for about 15 more minutes. So if you want to get your question in super chat, I'm gonna start reading out just the members. I'm going to the members only read now, because we've been going live for about 2 hours now. So that's what I'm gonna do. So if you want your questions read for the next 15 minutes, super chat. Bryce, Matthew Lee says Bryce Young has been pretty decent dynasty pickup here lately. Got him for free. How do you feel playing him in the playoffs? If you got to play him, I feel good about it. He's been playing at a different level. If you got to play him, if that's the only quarterback you got, I've been balling out with Sam. Yeah, play Sam Darnold. Keep playing Sam Darnold. Don't play Bryce Young on Sam Darnold. With Sam Darnold, Bryce Young, A-Chain, Gibbs, Neighbors, Thomas, DJ Moore, Flowers, Bowers, and Kittle. Yes, if you're playing super flex and you have to start Bryce Young, that's perfect.
That's a good team.
Yep,
I like that team.
Rico says you draft a stud, got to play him. Facts.
Yep.
LaPla, thank you for being here. Start golf over Mahomes. I think this might be a lady. I don't think a dude would put a hummingbird as his picture. But
unless they're into bird watching and whatnot.
Right. That's neither here nor there. But start golf over Mahomes. I would actually probably play Mahomes. I'm gonna go with Mahomes over golf.
We're going to disagree. I like Goff over Mahomes this week.
Right.
It's a must win for them. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a must win for both, but like Chiefs going on the road against that D line is could be tricky.
Right. I just like Pat Mahomes rushing upside a little bit more than Goff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Trying to Charlene, a guy in my league played Reed last week who put up 0. His team ended up putting up 172 points and he won and made the playoffs. Hang in there. Facts. Conjure says, I'm good with Marvin Harrison Jr., not Kyler. Marvin Harrison Jr. is who I have to stick with. I'm good with. Kyler is a Call of Duty star, not an NFL star.
Yeah, man. I think if MHJ is on a different team with a different scheme, offensive scheme, I think his ear goes different because the talent is there. I just think I don't think they know how to use him properly yet or something. I don't know. And I think that's why McBride is so good because like that's his check down guy. So when he panics, boom, right to McBride every time.
Right. Thomas says he Googled it. They lost all 4 of their Super Bowl meetings as far as the Minnesota.
I could have swore they won, man.
It might be when they were just championships before the Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
Adam Fields says, don't get too cute with risky starters. It's easy to overthink your lineup decisions and talk yourself into upside play in the playoffs. It's better to stick with your guys and go out and with your guys that you got you there. Right. Go down with the guys that got you there.
I'm going to say this, and it rings pretty true for me and a lot of other fantasy players. Trust your gut. Because I've outcoached myself on starts. Like, I'm like, my gut tells me to do this. And then I like overthink it and I'll plug in a different player. And then I'll have hindsight. I'll be like, damn, I should have just trusted my gut.
Yeah.
You gotta that's the best advice I could ever give to anyone is trust your gut on fantasy football.
Conscious says even Purdy is not playing good. Kittle has been dominating. Still, Purdy forces the ball to Debo and Jennings. Yeah, he does.
Debo.
He hot, man. He hot.
I love
he
when
he mad at him.
I do it all the time. Like I have nicknames for this. I have nicknames for players and stuff.
Right.
So anytime someone comes with a new nickname, I love it. That's funny as hell.
Matthew Lee said, so glad I had the first round bye because I had Cup and Puka dodged a bullet, but I still start Cup next week. Facts.
Yeah. It's not a question to me. Like you start that guy.
Edward says start one quarterback. Knicks, Baker, Caleb. I will go with Knicks over Baker and Caleb.
The Indy secondary isn't very good, so maybe he has a nice passing week this week.
Right.
And they're at home, I believe, too. Oh man. Dude, honestly, like I might disagree with you here. I like Caleb, man.
Right. I like them too, but I'm not gonna lose. I'm like you just said 30 seconds ago. If I tell somebody to start Caleb, he played bad, I'm gonna be angry. But if Bo Nix doesn't play good, hey, I did the best I could.
Yeah, I can just see Caleb chasing points in this game, like he's been in some of these boom games that he's had. I think that happens again this week.
Right. Start 2, Mooney, Brian Thomas, AJ Brown. I'm going with AJ Brown and Brian Thomas.
Start 2, Mooney, Thomas, AJ Brown. I like Mooney and AJ Brown.
I need to win this playoff. I lost to this guy twice in the regular season.
Dude, you got to beat him. You got to take him out in the playoffs. Like, that would be just the cherry on top, Edward. And, yeah, Thomas, you're right, man. Because you could also say...
Go ahead.
Thomas commented at the bottom, the trust your gut comment. He said, I've been there, done that on the wrong end, which does happen. But, like, what happens when you trust your gut and it's maybe outside of the box and you win? You win because you trusted your gut. So there's two sides. There's two sides to that.
Right. Matthew Lee says, love the show, man. You're giving us pretty good insight. Thank you. Appreciate it. Charlene says, I hope Jaden Daniels goes off. I think he will.
He will. He's gonna.
Adam says, my tip, don't overthink the rough schedule. Finish for Lamar Jackson. I'd rather lose with him than lose because I set Jackson for some lesser talent in a better matchup. That's easy. I agree with that 100%.
Yep. We as fantasy GMs need to stop looking at these colors that scare us off. You see red and you're like, nope, I'm not starting that player. That stuff changes weekly. You'll have a boom player in a bad matchup on your bench and you're gonna be like, dude, what? So like you can get lost in all the sauce,
Right.
So like don't get scared off by that red color matchup.
Right. Let's kind of go through these questions kind of quickly. Just one word answers. Mark says Dowdle, Higgins over Shot White. Pick one, flex 4 PPR.
Dowdle.
I'm going with Dowdle. I have firepower, but I do need to fill in for Walker, Algier, Jaleel, or Justice. I need your advice, fellas. I'm going with Jaleel.
Wow. I don't know why, man. I have this weird feeling about Justice Hill this week. I don't know why. Like maybe he gets a touchdown in the regular game script and then say Henry rests. I could see him getting garbage time as well.
Right.
And the backfield in Denver is super volatile.
It is. But Jaleel looked more explosive, man. The last time they played Jaleel, I think he took over the backfield.
He's their best.
He's
their best running back.
Yes. Dirty says, Kapasa TD, bruh. Yes, sir. What's up?
What's up?
I know a little bit of Spanish. I took Spanish for about 3 years in college, so I'm decent in Spanish.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
Conscious Machine said Nico greater than Jamar Chase. That's your opinion. I respect it. I don't think so, but Nico is really good.
I disagree. Yeah, you start the guy who's vocally said they're chasing the Triple Crown.
Right. Rio James, what's up, brother? He says Water has a high upside wide receiver 3 play. I actually think he's a wide receiver 1. Just he's struggling. That's what I would say he is. I don't think he's a wide receiver 3.
I think he's a
wide receiver 1 that's struggling.
I think he's a 2 with upside to be a low wide receiver 1.
Right. Let me see. Kill says Baker, Winston, or Stroud, AJ Brown, or Drake London.
We did that.
I'm Baker, Winston, or Stroud. I'm going with Winston over Stroud and Baker, and I'm gonna go with AJ Brown over Drake London.
Same.
Rio says the Bengals have the league's worst secondary, really should be in the wide receiver 2 conversation. And going to the opposite of what Rami said, just because you see green don't mean you need to start the guys all the time.
That's right.
Michael, what's up, Michael? He said Muth or Kincaid. I'm going with Muth all day.
Yep. Other dude just came off an injury.
Rio says the game script lends itself to more work for Jackson and Derrick Henry. I don't think Flowers has much upside for week 15. With Lamar trying to prove points, I think Flowers has a good opportunity. Derrick Henry will be the guy that I'm worried about.
I'm not worried about any of them.
Right. Appreciate you, Stacy. Always showing support. Robert says Texans are ranked number 7 against the pass TD. It's and just because I see red, I'm still going to start certain guys against them because you got no other choice but to. Corian said, yeah, that was me. I was playing against Cup. Rio James says Baltimore still leans on his running game. I think they run the ball instead of heavy passing. I think they do a little bit of everything. But Lamar's gonna get the benefits of it.
I think they run the score up.
Yes, I do too. Charlene says, win or lose, I always support you, TD. I would say win, lose, or we disagree. She will always support me. Charlene disagrees with me. sometimes I'm like, come on, Charlene, really? You gonna come at me? But she would tell me the truth. She said, Tita, you need to be doing the weather games. I don't know why you don't want to read out the weather, but we need to know that as fantasy football content, we're watching content. And I was like, you know what? She's right. And that's why I do the weather now. I always give her that respect.
Weatherman TD.
You know, I'm like Anchor Man. You know, I read out everything that pops up on the screen.
Yep, just like Ron Burgundy.
Boy, Will Ferrell was about 5 or 6 years ago. He was the funniest dude. I think he was killing it.
Him
right now,
and him and Jim Carrey are like, for my opinion, are like the funniest dudes in my life. Like
right,
Will Ferrell.
Right. I would throw probably Martin in there.
I like Martin. I like, my favorite sitcom is Fresh Prince, so like I think that's funny too. Like
right,
the comedy on that show was really good. But like as far as movies go, dude, Jim Carrey in the 90s.
Yeah, with Ace Ventura. Come on, man, that's a legend, man. Or Dumb and Dumber when he farted on the fire in front of the parents. Bro, that is hilarious.
Oh, if you guys haven't, you need to see these. Have you seen Ace Ventura 2?
I've seen all of them. The funniest thing is when he came out the rhinoceros butt.
Oh my,
my stomach was hurt.
Ace Ventura 2. If you guys haven't seen that movie in a long time, get yourself a cocktail or something else and watch that movie. It's like one of his funniest movies. That movie's ridiculous.
Right. Mark says, after Purdy fantasy performance, thinking about rolling with AR5 for week 16 and 17. Yep. Titans and Giants, good idea to continue with Purdy, one quarterback league. I would go with AR. Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
Over Purdy.
Yeah. Those matchups are real nice if we're talking about matchups and colors and whatnot. But like he's got a lot to prove going in the offseason. So yes,
Falcons get Giants next week. That might be a good. I don't know. I gotta watch this week to find out what team is gonna be better for next week. I'm not gonna sit there and say the Falcons defense is gonna be a great play because the Giants might look decent and Malik Neighbors might have a big game. I don't know.
LA, thanks, man. Dude. It's good when that comes together, right? Like when different perspectives come together. That's right. Man.
And then also, I'm gonna be honest about that. That's a great comment. And I would say, guys, you know me, I don't hold nothing. I'm gonna keep it real. That's the next level for my channel to grow. A lot of guys, that's why I would say a lot of guys don't want to come here and see a black man just by himself. And I don't mean that for LA Gamer, but it just the perception of seeing that makes people feel a little bit more comfortable that may not be from the same place that I'm from. Right, Arambi? Would you say that?
100%. We each bring different perspectives and we grew up way different, obviously. So we're going to have different opinions on things. And, you know, that's like even outside of fantasy football, that's how people grow, man. Like this is how you become a better person by doing shit like that.
Right.
It's a good comment, man.
Right.
You're right on, LA.
Falcons get Giants next week. We did that one. Sports Star, what's up, bro? It's good to see both of you. My 18 PPR Superflex, I did pick up Ertz to use as my tight end spot if I have to leave. But we'll see you tomorrow.
It's a good start.
Ertz was a good play, man.
Yep. For Daniels especially.
Flowers or water this week, bro. That's tough. I'm going with Flowers. That's tough. That's hard.
I'm going to disagree. I think they're both going to have good weeks. I think Waddle will have a bigger, potentially an equal boom as Zay, but I think his floor will be safer than Zay's this week.
I have nothing to rebuttal about that, bro. It's a tomato. I'm just going to go with Zay because of the matchup.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if they try to get a lead early, I could see him doing it with Zay.
Isaac says Addison, Brian Thomas Jr., Water, Rashad. If Bucky misses PPR, thank you. I'm gonna go with Brian Thomas Jr. Man, look, Addison, Brian Thomas Jr., Water, I love them all, but I'm gonna go with Brian Thomas Jr. over Addison, Water, and Rashad. And this is more of my prerogative. I've been loving Brian Thomas. all through the summer, all year, and I like his upside. He's very explosive. I'm looking for his wide receiver 1 week where Matt Jones get the ball off to him early and he take it 70, and then he take another one later about 40 yards, and he end up being like the wide receiver 1. I think that's in his bag. So that's why I'm gonna go with him over Addison, who I love as a number 2 wide receiver. I love Water as a number 2 wide receiver. I think he's a wide receiver 1. Rashad, I like Rashad, but I do think the Chargers play really well against them with Bucky being out. So I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr.
I like out of all these players, I'm fading Rashad easiest out of all of them, and I like Waddle.
Flowers or Water this week. Again, I'm going with Flowers.
I like Waddle.
Rio said, bro, why are you constantly explaining yourself, bro? Just be yourself. Because I want understanding from the people who spend money. They spend money, bro. They deserve me to break it down.
Yeah, and there's
if it wasn't no money involved, and YouTube just paid me, then I wouldn't care. I wouldn't go through the comments like I am right now, being in here doing it for 2 hours. I would just go and do a little bit enough to get the money, and then I would stop. So I explain sometimes, and it does sound like coming from a lower vibration, but I do it because these people spend money. Just like if I had a restaurant and somebody was like, hey, I don't like this steak, and they sent it back 3 times, but they was a regular customer, I would take it. I would eat the expense of the steaks and say, you know what, I just want to keep this customer coming back, and I would eat it. And that's what I'm doing. Go ahead, Arambi.
I was gonna say also, like, for new viewers, like maybe who don't watch you, like you're not gonna let people come in and like troll you.
Right.
Because then they'll be like, oh, I found this fantasy channel. You could go say whatever you want. And he gets all heated. So let's go troll him. Like you need to kind of combat that a little bit too.
Right. And do you watch Gilbert Arena? Do you watch that?
He has a show now?
Yeah.
I don't. I know who Gilbert Arenas is. I don't know about his show.
Yeah. So they, bro, their debates, it be heated. And people respect that. They don't sit around and hold back because it's content. So sometimes you just have to speak your mind a little bit. But I don't want it to get too far off the rails, but you have to speak your mind, man. But I get what you're saying, bro. I'm take that into consideration. You didn't speak nothing bad. I just think you just got to understand this is a business. Crook comment says, that's what's up. You just started to do my thing on Monday, hoping to grow to where you are. New here, just found you, bud. Thank you, bro. Anytime, man. Hit me up, man. If you got we can do content together if you want to.
I like the name, dude. That's funny. Crooked Commish. That's funny.
Look, it's a lot of grinding and evolving. Facts. Just do you, bud. Don't worry about anything else. Right. Facts.
We get what you guys
said. Go ahead, Harambe.
I was just gonna say, we get what you guys are saying, and you're not wrong.
Right. And Harambe has talked to me about it, but he also understands the way who I am. He's not gonna ask me to be somebody that I'm totally not.
Yeah. No.
Big Growing says, I got this bye. Thoughts on the Bills D at home this week. 16-17. I wouldn't play the Bills against the Detroit Lions. If that's the only defense I had, then yeah, but I don't want to play them against. I got to buy this week. Okay, so you're not worried about the Bills D this week. Okay.
He's got the exact same scenario as me. I have both defenses as well. I'm rolling out the Bills week 16.
Right.
Week 17, though, for me, I think the Jets could put up points because they're just trying to prove they could still do it. So if I get to week 17, I'm rolling the Colts.
Right. Who's week 16? They playing the Jets? Okay.
Week 16, the Bills play the Patriots at home.
Oh, yeah, that's a smash start.
Yeah, easy. And then week 17, the Colts go to New York to play the Giants.
Yeah, and that's a week where you might not want. Right. You don't want to play the Bills week 17 and going against the Jets, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Or the Colts Tennessee versus the Tennessee. Yeah, he said he likes that. He likes the Colts going against the Giants.
Yep. I like week 16 Bills and I like week 17 Colts.
Okay, guys. So The rest of the questions, guys, I'm not going to be able to get to them. Let me go down to the bottom. If you see one or two that you want to get to, you let me know.
I want to know what Chief Hat meant when they said wow. I want to know what wow is over. That's about it. And then Thomas, yeah, dude. Any Jim Carrey comedy movie is great. Cable Guy, also, I saw earlier in the chat, is a highly underrated comedy. It's hilarious. But yeah, man, if you guys don't know, go watch those old Jim Carrey movies. They're money.
JB Gaming says 12 team full PPR flex Brian Robinson Jr. or breach out Brian Robinson Jr. Jets play Colin sucks. That's why I'm concerned. Yeah,
B-Rob.
Brian Robinson Jr.
All day, B-Rob.
Thomas says I listened to 5 different fantasy football YouTubes, and you're the only black man I seen get yours. Thank you, bro, and thanks for being fair to that. I know, Robbie, and I say this. I know sometimes it can get cringy, but I have to say that, man, because it's just the truth. But that's okay. It's not going to stop my channel, and it doesn't make nobody. It's just the way real life works. You had those conversations.
I don't think it's cringy, and it just goes to my point. We grew up different in different, like, subcultures. So, like, you're gonna carry yourself a little different in certain scenarios. I totally get it, and I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right. This has been a great live. Ronald, he says the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey best flick. That's one I didn't ever see. I like the one that he can't tell lies. What's that?
Oh, Liar. You like Liar?
I like Liar. That was good. Yeah.
I own Cable Guy. It's right over there on my video rack. It's a dark comedy. It's a lot of dark humor.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's his best, but I'm not gonna debate Ronald on thinking it is his best, because I see why he gets that. It's very smart written, and it's directed by Ben Stiller. It's Ben Stiller's first directing job.
Right. And Thomas, real quick, what I would like to say, man, that's good that you listen to 5 different YouTubers. I tell my guys to go out here and listen to other guys, because there's certain content that I'm not going to do. Like I'm not a big analytical guy, and I'm not going to break down 24 wide receivers, how many targets they getting. I don't see fantasy. I see more of the coach. I got it in my head, but I'm not going to provide content that way. But there's other YouTube channels that provide that type of content, and that's good to help you make your decision. So I don't want to be the only channel that you watch.
You're a season-long content creator, and a lot of these channels are just weekly.
Right.
And that's unique, in my opinion.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, he says I like this Ebony and Ivory combination, guys. Yes, that's facts, bro. I'm glad. I think that gives the right perception for what I want to portray my channel as. Ronald says, how are you gentlemen feeling about Jalen McMillan this week? Looks like Sterling should be out. I think McMillan, if you need to start him, I think he's a good start. I don't think I'm going to sit any studs for him, but I think if you needed a wide receiver and you got to find a wide receiver off waivers, I think this is a good guy to play.
I think if you don't have other options, then he's your guy. I personally feel a little volatile about just this specific matchup this week. The Chargers defense is good, and I think they'll give the Bucs fits. And with Bucky probably being out, I could see a scenario where it's a low-scoring game.
Right.
And look what Thomas said at the bottom. That's real cool, dude.
You're my newest fantasy football YouTube, and I'm here to stay. Yep, I appreciate you, bro. We doing a Discord redraft league next year. Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep that. That's only gonna grow, man. And but it's gonna be best ball. I can't keep up with I can't set the line. I can't do any more leagues where I got to set my lineup. Everything got to be best ball because I got too many leagues, and I got to be the commish. Yep. All right. Anything? I'm gonna answer this question. This is the last one. Hector says Juwan Johnson or Stone Smart. I'm going with Juwan Johnson.
I could make a case for Stone Smart. I feel the smarter play, no pun intended, is Juwan Johnson. I think he gets not like fully peppered with targets, but he gets a healthy amount.
Right.
Stone, it's volatile. Like, we haven't seen much on him. He's going to get Disley's targets. but I'd probably feel safer rolling out Juwan Johnson.
Right. So, Robbie, anything you want to say, man, before we get out of here, bro? I appreciate you, man. We went the distance. We did a 3-hour stream, bro.
Yeah, man, I could go 3 more. Good job.
Yeah, when I do this full time, bro, I'm changing the game. I might do a live. I might go live for 12, 13 hours. Like, I'm gonna change the game, but I gotta make sure I want to be done with my other job before I do that, because I don't want to put too much on my plate.
Yeah, you can like almost turn it into a streamer format, like a video game streaming format. I think it would do very well. No, just thanks for the opportunity, you guys in the chat. It's good to see you guys again, most of you, and then like the new people, like follow TD's channel, and like if you want, you can follow my channel. I'm not really doing content right now because YouTube doesn't like my my mouth on comments, so they don't let me post stuff. But that's neither here or there. But like, this is a good community, so if you guys have questions weekly, and we'll be doing obviously off-season content too. I think that's the best thing about this channel, is like what TD brings in the off season.
Right. Ronald, yes, we definitely got gonna link up, man. Email me that we can chop it up, man, and maybe, man, we go like on while I'm at work or something, on lunch break or something, man, we can meet up, go get something to eat, whatever, bro. I'm cool with that. And I'm going to be doing a meet and greet soon, but it might be a year before I do that. I want to grow a little bit more before I do the meet and greet.
I'll cruise out for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I might go to do it in Florida. I think that's a good state to do it in. I don't want to do it or maybe Las Vegas or Florida. One of these popular places that people travel to. I don't want to be in North Carolina and tell y'all to come to North Carolina and it's cold and we ain't got shit going on. So yeah, man, I'm gonna do something like that. But Thomas says no regular redraft. Y'all can do a redraft. So you inside the Discord, that's why y'all can get up and link up and do your own leagues. But I'm not gonna be able to be in a redraft where I need to set my lineup. So if y'all want to make a league, I won't be able to get into it, but that's fine. That's all good. These are facts. Are you beefing with the fantasy football hustler? So let me explain that one more. And then I don't mind nobody asking. I don't have nothing bad to say about Alex. Alex showed me a lot. Alex showed me how to navigate through StreamYard. He showed me a lot about fantasy football. When I started off, he invited me up to his channel. But as things got going, we started wanting different things. He was going live every day. I wasn't putting out the content that I wanted to put out, which was very different. And so we just started going our separate ways, and that caused tension between friends of ours. And we got into it. Now, he called me out on a live, and they called me out of my name. I'm not about to get into that. So if that's what he want to say, that's fine. But when I meet him, we will chop it up, talk it in a private setting. I'm pretty sure we in the same industry, so we will see each other. And I'm gonna talk to him man to man. I'm not about to go on live and be talking back and forth. But yeah, man, I ain't got no problem with Hustler, man. It's a good channel, and he's created his own brand. So we good, man. There's no beef between me and Hustler. Just we went our separate ways. Now, whatever he say, and he say we got problems, that's on him. I don't got no problems with anybody in the industry. Yep. All right. Well, guys, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Y'all guys be safe. See y'all later. Peace.
Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say this shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. So let's talk some business. Ain't no money, I ain't showing up. Don't know how to act. A bunch of country niggas pulling up. Okay, turn me up. Now they say they want that country. left on camouflage. Gotta keep a foot up on their necks cause they might sabotage. I ain't come for peace, I brought the mask, about to terrorize. Step. If you ain't hating, nigga, keep that bullshit to yourself. Get my bop on you niggas. Don't never question if I'm a real nigga. I get a lot for you niggas. Bitch, they thought